Yes. Go ahead. Oh, you're muted. Good start.
Okay, let's do a presentation, shall we? Just to introduce ourselves and see where this thing goes.
Sure.
So, as you already can see, guys, this is a little bit different than your usual video because first for me there are new players, and for you there is a new GM. So that's just already weird. So, hi everyone, name is David. I'm going to be your storyteller for tonight, and we are going to play TFS, or Tales of the Forgotten Sea, if you prefer mouthful words. A brand new tabletop roleplay game of my creations that I'm introducing to this new bunch of players. We are playtesting in front of you and see how it goes, and try to have a nice adventure with it. So, why don't we go around the proverbial table and have a little presentation of players and the character they are going to play tonight.
Okay.
Let's start with Brian.
Sure. I'm going to play Rock Dustikar, and I hope I said his last name properly. Um, Rock is a rough and tumble thief type, grows up as an orphan, and he's basically wears very light leather gear. He has a head full of snakes that he kind of keeps back as a ponytail, and his head is serpentine but still humanoid in most respects, though he has like a sort of a light brown scale that gives him kind of a shine like that. He's very charismatic, but also kind of insecure because he wants to be like, better in his life. He wants to be kind of like an underworld guy later on. Yeah, and that's who I'm playing.
I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back. And Naomi.
Ah, yes, I'm playing Mariah Coco Terral. You know her as Coco. That's what she goes by. And she's about 5'9", 5'10". Long brown hair, wavy hair. These like kind of very noticeable green eyes. It's one of the first things you might notice about her. Besides that, she seems bored right now. Right
Okay.
now, she seems just like really bored. Um, but normally she's bouncing off the walls. She won't stop talking, and she's become you either like her or you kind of hate her. Most people fall into the latter camp, just because they find her a bit much.
Sounds good. Uh, Zippo.
I'm playing Hot Pot. He's a character who grew up on the streets and learned how to fend for himself. He knows very little about himself or his history or his family. He doesn't know his age or his real name. People have always referred to him as Hot Pot because he has a propensity for whipping up uh, meals and elixirs, and also Hot Pot for his uh, uh, irritable and bellicose disposition, or he's easy to anger or sometimes manipulate for that reason.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a short fuse I'm getting here.
Yes.
Fair. And also at the moment he is the cook on board of our ship. But a little bit more about that later. David.
Hey, buddy. Good to finally hear your voice. Um, so I am playing Jarvis Dunmar, uh, kind of an outsider, fairly new to this fishing town. Has been here for a while. Has taken to life here pretty quickly, but has not fully let go of their mountain farming upbringing. So it's still pretty well known. Uh, Jarvis is tends to be quiet and keeps to himself. Seems to be doing a lot of research, when in downtime when not out at sea working. Uh, Also fairly noticeable. He is 5'6". I can convert that to metric if you need me to, and 200 pounds. So he's pretty tall and lanky, and also a bald albino. So very, very pale white skin, and if I remember correctly, like greenish blue eyes. Um, and Yeah, just again, kind of keeps to himself, um, but is always ambitious to get onto ships out to sea and learn as much as they can from more aged, seaworthy people. He's also young, mid-20s, and yeah, so that's Jarvis. I think everybody's seen the photo I posted of him.
Perfect. And we have Adrienne playing.
We're doing character
A little
introductions,
bit on
yes?
character introduction, yes.
All right, things that they would know or just in general?
Just in general, that you want to share with the rest of the team here and also with the people that are watching.
All right, Roger Dodger. So I am Adrian. I am playing Miguel Zolforo. He is you see like a snake person, uh, and he with bright crimson red scales, kind of with a couple speckled gold and orange. You see he's wearing a large feathered hat, uh, very fine leathers. You see him with what is it, a rapier, and he is a very talkative, loves to talk, loves to interact, loves to be charismatic and uh, interact with others. Uh, you would know he is a duelist, a decently well duelist who does a decent amount of arena fighting, but who had to climb his way up there.
Fair
So
enough.
yeah,
A flamboyant, let's
yes,
say, duelist that likes
of course,
to show. That's
a showman at heart, absolutely.
absolutely okay. And last but not least, we have Alex. And
Yes. Hello. Can you hear? Hello. Sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So I'm playing as Grail Eldwer Rusa, who is a Soricrat heart.
Snowricard, yeah.
Uh, yeah. So, and if you can imagine, he, I guess, looks a little bit like an Argonian from Skyrim. I'm sure everyone's familiar. The lizard people, except more spiky, which is neat. In fact, his spikes, very sharp and very poisonous. He doesn't actually remember his where he's from and how he got here. He just one day woke up, uh, with his head bloody and his purse gone. But eventually making his way onto the crew. So he doesn't actually. He's in pursuit of trying to sort of unravel whoever done him so dirty. Uh but he's a cunning man. So some sort of under what do you call it? Crime deal gone wrong, perhaps. A drug deal gone wrong, something like that. He is pretty good at you know magic and uh he's a cunning man. So it's definitely something to do with the underground and um
A kind
yeah.
of shady.
So he's on the path to try to figure out his yes. He remembers that, but he's trying to figure out his learn about his past and find whoever did him so dirty and sort of put back together his memory.
Okay, so
Yes.
here we are. Those six brand new characters that are now facing an interesting series of events that are going to unfold tonight. One thing, first of all, I apologize if my accent make you feel a little bit, like what the heck is he talking about? I'm not from America, as you probably can hear, and also English is not my first language, so I'm trying my best. A little bit of apology just to make sure that everyone is comfortable. So, let's start. We are playing Tales of the Forgotten Sea, and in this game, we are working with some very simple mechanic. During the game, every time my players want to do any kind of challenge, I will ask them to roll a combination of dice between their characteristics or traits combined with their skill. They're going to roll those d6s, a number equal to their combined value of those things. So if their, let's say, might or strength is a value of 3, and their, I will say, archery skills is a value of 2, they will roll 5 dice. And that's where we have the first catch, I would say. You keep a number of dice equal to your skill value. So you roll all of them, but you don't keep all of them. You choose the best couple of dice in this case, because I said archery was a value of 2. And you, at that point, add up the result and the eventual bonuses of your trait modifier. And you give me the total. If the total is equal or higher than the target number that the game master or storyteller is thinking about, you have a success. If it's even more higher, and you got like with 10 times or like a value of 10 more than the target number I decided to set, you got a critical success. Or if you go under that, you got a failure. Very simple, quite straightforward. What's happened also is that you can re-roll the 6s. If you roll a 6 and you have a list of value of 1 on your skills, that 6 explode. It can happen only up to 3 times during your roll, but that can allow you to have very critical high numbers and etc. that make the scene even a little bit more fun. And at that point, I will give the reign of the following event to the player, telling me how they achieve their goal. Because at that point, is all yours. This is pretty much the core mechanic of the game. In any moment, any of you guys want to ask me again, feel free to. I try to explain it at my best. I hope it was nice and understandable.
With the exploding dice, is it so how many times do you roll that up? That was the only part that I need to hear again. Sorry.
It's okay. So, depending on your skill value. If your skill value is 1, you can roll it up to
Skill
1
value.
time.
Okay.
If and it goes up to 2 dice, so you re-roll up to 2 times when your value is 3, and up to 3 times when your value is 5. At the moment, because they are brand new characters, so fresh out of the oven, their maximum value is 2 on some of their skills. So you can re-roll 1 dice, pretty much.
Okay.
Very simple. I made it simple for everyone, and so there is no too much calculation to do.
I was just checking the chain reaction. All right, cool. Thank you.
Perfect. If everyone is ready, I will start to introduce you to the adventure. Any other question before I start?
I think I'm fine.
No, it sounds pretty good.
Okay, great. So, we start our adventure during an evening. We are on board of the Swifty-Keter, or the Swiftwind, Ugrarian word from this very sleek and quite simple flute as a kind of ship. You guys are inside the captain's cabin, all rounded there. Some of you already bored, some of you just ready to go for action, and there is a kind of murmur, chit-chatting, try to understand what's going to happen there. The smell of the salt and the sound of the water of the harbor is surrounding you. You are at the harbor of New Valonius, one of the most recent, let's say, cities of Ingetir. One of the most, I will say, proud and ancient nation of this world. Ingetir has a lot of history with mythical beings called Fatwas, and they are steeped into legends and folklore. There is a whole druidic tradition in this country, and a lot of old belief. In front of you, sitting on a pretty much kind of very comfy chair, there is Captain Alvida Vransky. Captain Alvida, she is this quite tall woman, almost 5'11", very muscular, but with this kind of a pale green skin, and like you, Rock, her long hair, and not actual hair, are snakes. Her yellow eyes, slit in the middle, are gazing upon every one of you. By the sound of her name, you know, and also by the accent that she talks with, you know that she's from Ugre, a very Nordic, very harsh environment country. Behind her, with his back on the pretty much close to the window of the captain's cabin, there is her first mate, Kuhan Lin. Kuhan is another interesting, let's say, creature. Not very tall, but very lanky. He is a Gnatos, or as the people knows them, the Sharkborn, the hunters of the sea. He's wearing a classical, I would say, sailor hat, long blouse, and is never going anywhere without his trustworthy rifle that is sticking out from his back. And we are not talking about modern stuff. To give you an idea of the technology, we are talking about, you know, a rifle that you have seen in old movies about, you know, about pirates and marines and other things like that. His face is very serious and, of course, fixed in this kind of perpetual, I will say, smile filled with teeth. Captain Alvida, look at you, leaning on her chair, smiling. So, are you ready for tonight?
Of course, I'm always ready.
Hi,
Ready?
Captain.
I've been ready.
As a
What's
bit,
the holdup?
it's a bad idea, but I think of my character being who he is, we'll just wink and say, "Yes, ma'am."
You smile, nod.
Rock that way.
One of her snake is actually on literally just resting on the table, and just raise his head looking in your direction. So, just to have sure that you guys understand the plan there. Infiltration, recovery, escape. Easy, clean. So just to set a little bit of the plan. Lady Carla Voracci in her mansion she's doing some sort of how we call it, gala. That's it. I think that's the word. Yeah, and she's going to sell stuff there for charity, and we are in need of a little bit of charity here. So I want you guys to infiltrate, try to see what's going on there, and recover for me one thing. Whatever else you're going to steal tonight is up to you. I'm not going to judge. But I need that statuette. If we're going to be able to catch that, there is maybe the key to find Captain Skid treasure. And Garvus, I are going to need your expertise to actually analyze statuette for me.
Sounds pretty straightforward, Captain. And you said statue, right? Statuette.
Yes, it's probably something of this size. Maybe you can feel it in your pocket. I don't know. I'll leave it there to you.
How will we know what? How will we know what it looks like when we see it?
Okay, so that's the thing. Supposedly, it should be the representation of Milas, the goddess. And for the information here, there are three main gods in this world: Milas, Caliber, Oshun. And there are three sisters, also the three sisters and goddesses of the sea. And Milas is creation, Caliber is a balance, and Oshun is chaos and destruction. And they literally live in a perpetual cycle between the three of them. So you guys have
what do you mean by cycle?
So they are necessary to each other. There's no creation without destruction, and there is no destruction without creation. And Caliber is the balance between those things. They also represent the cycle of the year, the cycle of perpetual weather changing, and other things like this.
Okay. So the one we're supposed to retrieve is from Caliber. Is that what we're getting at?
No. It's Milas.
Milas.
Representing Milas.
Yeah.
The thing is, we are in Ingetir, so they worship Caliber. So this is already a little bit of a problem. Because people are going to say, oh, that's statuette represent another gods. I'm not sure if I'm like it or not. Stuff like this. I don't get too much into those things. As you guys know, I'm from another faith. Ugrarian people have their own gods.
Okay.
What kind of, like, we're infiltrating? What kind of resistance or what kind of, like, guards or soldier, like, what kind of protection resistance is there going to be?
So the idea is there is going to be a bunch of rich people, rich assholes. They're going to be there having some fun, having some things to, probably drinking a little bit too much. So the thing is, I'm guessing there are going to be some random guards doing some checking, especially front door, maybe inside the place. I'm not thinking about highly trained soldiers because, I mean, they're just, It's just a gala. I don't think there's going to be so much of a problem. The thing is, and that is a rumor, so I don't know about that, that Miss Voraci, she is a witch.
As in the Witch of Obala?
Exactly.
Don't see those much.
No, especially because technically speaking, we are on the other side of the archipelago. So that if she is one of them, she is very far from home. So
Finally, something interesting.
as I say, Coco, that's rumors. So maybe it's not. But
You know I live for the tea.
There's always some sort of truth to some rumors.
What is our entry? Do we have
Yeah,
Do a dress code?
disguises?
Yeah,
Do
I
we
was
have
thinking.
disguises, or are we
that's so. I
just
was gonna
sneaking
ask
in
the same
somehow?
thing.
I can create a distraction if it makes it easier.
so
Well,
am,
I can
thanks
go
to
in
my
as myself.
contact, I got and she just do a gesture, and you guys actually see Quan moving. Captain, and he put a 3 envelope on the table. So those are 3 invitations for the gala tonight. Address it to whoever we want. They're not named yet, and each one of them got a +1. So I'm thinking the 3 of you maybe can pretend to be someone. Maybe can just go in and try to sneak into places and be or no, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Who wants
It's
to be my +1? I don't. He just
Oh,
looks around the
thank you,
table.
Quan.
Oh, I'll be your
Going to
plus
be a
one.
party, isn't it?
Well, that's so. Yeah, so there's 3
Nazi.
invitations, and how many of us are there?
yes,
1, 2,
it's
3,
going to be the 6 of you.
6. Oh, so yeah, so we can, I guess, pair up. I was thinking maybe even get in as the help.
The thing is, I can't show up my face there for 2 reasons. One, if I understand correctly, Captain Elena Marek, a rival of mine, she's going to be there. So she's going to be able to recognize me. It's pretty much straightforward, and I don't want that. Plus, I need to set the ship to escape, because if we going to leave earlier, there is going to not too many problem for us to take the sea and leave before they can actually react. So my idea is to be ready, move the ship out of the harbor in the meantime you guys are at the gala, and wait for you in a specific area so you can jump on board, we leave, and it's going to take them hours before they realize what's happened and before they can actually start to follow us.
Do you have any nicer clothes? I mean, we are all a bit.
I am always wearing nice clothes.
Speak
Oh,
for
I apologize.
yourself.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not. Not dressed for anything too fancy. So.
You sell
Yeah.
yourself short. I think you'll draw quite the attention.
Oh yeah, he'll get the attention, all right.
Alvina just
Miguel, come a little closer, would you?
He saunters over, of course.
Here you go, and I thank you, Quan. Here's your invitation.
Oh boy. Let's
Quan
see.
just
handing me
stare in your
handing me-
direction without saying nothing. It just
Are you handing me? Oh, sorry.
Yes, Coco will hand you the invitation. My +1.
Ooh, I'm your +1.
I just look insulted at Shuffle because she didn't even ask me first. I was like,
Quite. I think you'll do splendidly.
Of course. Gives a quick bow.
That's fine. I'll
Curtsy's back.
grab. Jarvis will go over and grab one as well. And
fine, gonna be that way. I'll grab the third one.
But do you want to go in as as yourself as a cook, do you want to try something like that? Maybe with the help. I'm not sure. I'm just asking.
Uh, Considering my very intimidating look,
Oh no, you're my
uh,
+1. He'll
well,
laugh.
I actually think I might be your bodyguard.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think.
that's what I mean. Like you'll
Yeah. I don't
I
think anyone would hire me, my lizard looking face as the help for such a
What are you
fancy
talking
party.
about? You would do well in prison chef as a prison chef.
I'll take Hot Pot. Why don't you come with me, and we'll you can go in as the cook because you're that's your thing anyway, and I'll go in as a last minute bodyguard. Say that I'm there to protect. I don't know. Maybe do you know anybody, Captain? Any names that I could maybe drop? Say that I was hired last minute to guard someone specifically.
I mean, I can drop a name, but if what if the person is there and they'd say, "No, I didn't hire this guy."
I'll just say that I was hired by some of their country. There was a rumor of some mischief, and they asked me to join in the party.
so
Okay, if I'm correct about the information, she started to scramble.
yeah, we gotta. I was
On
about to
some.
say we should come up with what our pairs are. That's basically what we should do here
Hmm.
then.
Yeah.
And that this is that person's uh, chef to make sure that things aren't being poisoned. How's that sound, Hot Pot?
A
You going
taster.
to?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Everyone loves a disposable taster.
I just picture Rock standing there with the invitation because everybody was pairing up, and he's just awkwardly standing there now, like, so wait, who's my +1 now? And he's just holding the note like in his hand because everybody was running around. Coco just grabbed the person he thought about asking, and it just flew across the room.
A couple of your snake and Captain Alvida snake are actually looking at each other. There is this moment that maybe some of you guys with the more perceptive senses is like, what they are doing there is like there is this
It's like
kind of dance.
their families are meeting. It's super awkward and takes so long. Do you understand how much like with Gork with their race there must be so much talking involved. But anyway,
Compared to you notice this because it's not the first day that you actually met the captain. Compared to yours, her snakes are very quiet. Yours are chit chatter. They are just like hissing in your ear most of the day. Hers are resting. Like they're chilling. You don't know if it's because of too much booze or drugs, or maybe just because she is quite, an imposing character in terms of leadership, ownership.
well, I always pictured Rock was kind of so the way I've described Rock to people is I went these are forms that he could have been. So like he's almost got like split personalities, and so like he doesn't have a split personality. They just kind of all went up, So each of his little like fragments have become their own problem, basically, because he grew up in a bad way. So like these are kind of like him lashing out, basically.
So Kuan just step forward, and with this growly voice, just for you don't have a proper dress. Go downstairs. Geraldine will give you what you need.
Geraldine. I have not seen much of Geraldine late.
Geraldine, actually, this is hot pot. You can jump in there. Is for the crew is also known as the entity that live in the cargo hold.
Say that again.
He's an entity that lives in the cargo hold.
Geraldine is barely seen on deck, only when people come to deliver stuff, because she's in charge of the cargo hold and she's in charge of everything that is on this ship. And she barely leaves that room. And by the way, the room means the entire bottom of.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is Geraldine a large individual? Out of
You never
curiosity.
saw you Rock. You never saw her
Oh,
because
okay.
unless it is being asked, no one goes there. Not even the captain.
Well, Captain, do you like that idea that I try to pass myself and hot pot off as extra help, or you want us to go in as our own entities, our own
No,
entourage?
I leave that to you, my dear. Is just that I want to be sure that your infiltration goes smoothly. You know,
Yeah,
my only concern is, okay, oh, I'm this guy's bodyguard, and maybe no one going to ask anything about it. But if they are going to talk with this X person you're mentioning, and they say, I don't know those people, they're going to be questioning problems.
sure,
Is
I get that.
this event like is this like a private event, or is this something that like could have gotten out there and people know, like say like townsfolk or the common person, would they know this is going on?
Oh, I think they know because
Okay.
Lady
I
Voraci is quite well known in town. She
I think
is.
sorry.
No, please.
No, I think Hot Pot says it may be wise if I go in and offer my services as a server, so at least I'm on the floor and I'm interacting with the guests and I'm there versus being in the kitchen as a sous chef and cutting up potatoes, or I think my
No,
services
you're
would be
right.
more valued.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's why I was
serving.
thinking. That's why I was thinking that you could uh, pretend to sell yourself off as a food taster, as someone who is protecting everyone, and you could then get close uh, to anyone at that point.
Staying by the main table, you know, s- stealing a
Well,
little bit of food.
I'm
Yeah,
always
sounds like a
hungry,
great. Yeah, sounds
and
like
when
a
I'm
great
not
way to
hungry,
get
I'm
more
thinking
food.
about the next.
So, speaking of other things, Grail, are going to need your expertise in magic, because if Miss Voraci is a witch from Obolawa, I'm afraid that there are going to be some arcane kind of defenses there.
Well, how would we know she is a witch? Wouldn't it be too late if she realizes what happens?
This is the reason why we have Miguel and Coco and Rock. Every one of them can approach the situation from this fair angle. You know, more look at me, guys, to more, oh, I'm going to behind your back and stab you. Your
Yeah,
choice. The choice
don't
is
worry
yours.
your pretty little head. We'll
Perhaps,
have all the angles.
perhaps. Go ahead.
Don't worry your pretty little head. We'll have all the angles covered.
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe we do a preemptive strikes and just take her out before she without having to know for sure.
They
Oh,
might
you would say that.
they might
Maybe
cancel
maybe
the
a
party
little
though.
maybe a
Aren't we
little
just here for a
poison,
statuette? Wouldn't that be causing unnecessary chaos?
Yeah,
commotion. Perfect
let's
for slipping into the back room and extracting the artifact.
yeah, I think that we save the card of chaos for when everything goes tits up in the first place. Let's definitely try to play this a bit more coy.
It's not like that ever
Slip in,
happens.
slip out.
If
Well, it's we're all obvious enough. Let's try to keep it least somewhat on the down low until we have to, clean up the mess that we've made.
Okay, I'll put the poison back in my pocket then.
Don't put it too deep. That's all. Don't put it too deep.
Yeah, there is going to be plenty of occasion if you want. Also, guys, before I forget, I think I need to mention something. I think there is going to be, how you call it? Oh, when someone is going to do something to do the same things you do, but try to beat you on timing.
Oh, we
yeah,
have rivals.
Yeah, we have rivals.
Competing
Yeah,
gang.
rivals,
A competing
rivals.
gang.
So more reason for poison, of course.
Yeah, well,
I'm
we
not
can
sure.
poison them. We can poison them, maybe.
Oh,
The
by all means, you go assassinate those guys.
thing,
Uh, Rock will look
Rock.
and goes, how do we know that this isn't a trap to catch gangs of people that don't like her?
Yeah, that's the thing we don't know.
Oh, Rails just spit his knife.
Well, worst comes to
that's-
worst, we just leave, get on the ship, and head off, and never return to this island ever again. See? Easy, simple.
If it is a trap, we just have to be one step ahead. Miguel, no time like the present. Let's meet Galdine. And I rush off.
Oh, yeah, of
I
course.
go with Coco.
Oh yeah, all right.
I gotta go with
yeah,
Coco.
guys.
Wait, what?
And Otbot, the captain, one of the captain's snake literally just coil around a drawer and open it, and another one just sneak into it and take out what it looks like a tiny, tiny little unicorn made out of crystal. And holding it is in his teeth, he just slither towards you and deposit the unicorn in your hand. Give that to her.
Who received it?
You did.
Hotpot, you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
I will ensure that that she receives this.
yeah, as a token of appreciation, before you guys start to make demands.
You're talking about the woman in the hold.
Oh yeah, Girardine, and
Yeah.
she just point down.
Okay.
Okay. The six of you, one by one, leave the room. The captain and Kuan just share a glance, and the door closed behind you, and you guys started to walk down every deck, from the main to the gunner deck to the galley where usually Hotpot is your domain, until you reach the stairs that lead to the cargo hold. And the atmosphere change. Everything is extremely quiet and cold. Also, it's pitch black darkness.
Oh boy.
Hot Pot has never been down here, right?
You have been down here maybe 1 or 2 times, so you know what to expect.
Okay.
At the same time, it's always like something you try to forget.
Who turned off the light?
I don't think she needs it. You're in the darkness.
I can't see a thing.
I think it's
Everybody
she. I don't.
just
I've never seen her before.
Grail, Rock, as your reptile heritage, you can switch into what is infrared kind of.
Blink, blink. Yeah.
So you can see cold and warm. And
Okay.
this place for you guys is is a wall of blue, pretty much. This place is very, very cold.
I dislike this place. I say it about my friend. I would rather have somewhere.
Jarvis, is that your shoulder?
Could I say that Jarvis has a candle on him and gets a candle lit
Yeah.
or some small? Because I assume that even though he's never seen her, he's at least been down to this point and realized, okay, I can't go any farther. If I'm going to come down here, I need a candle. So he's probably grabbed one on the way, knowing how dark it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds absolutely
Do
okay.
we even
Because
know?
again,
Sorry.
he's that wanderer researcher. He's always kind of looking around for what things are. So yeah, he pulls a candle out so everybody can see at least
One little pinpoint of like heat in a room full
Yeah.
of blue.
Yeah. Dude, he's
Yeah,
immediately like,
the six of you are pretty much the only warm things in this place right now.
I'm
So
warm.
You can
Okay.
see the silhouette of the other, but the rest is this wall of blue colors that in shade of more intense. And more you start to step down the stairs, and more the darkness and the coldness start to embrace all of you.
Maybe they're
Uh,
just.
And
I'm
there is
I'm gonna throw an arm around Hot Pot and kind of pull him up front and be like, Hot Pot, get ready with that little gift of ours. And he's just gonna call out, Geraldine. Geraldine, are you down here? We have something for you.
Yes, we have something you might find interesting.
a light
Hot Pot is
Just-
holding it forward like
like this. It's for you. So
I'm just gonna let him do it. Huh? I'll step back a little bit.
candlelight, just you guys hear the of a match, and the candlelight is just being lit. The light around it is very dim. It almost seems that the darkness is kind of feeding on it. And what you can guys see towards also, Garvus, your light, is this wall of boxes. Every single one of them is perfectly aligned in a very obsessive compulsive order.
Oh no!
There are pile of sails that are being folded in order to look to exactly create a tower, and without like if someone probably touched that, will fall and create a mess, but it's almost like you are afraid to do it. But that's not the most weird part about this. The weird part are the bones. Someone deliberately decorated this entire cargo hold with bones. You feel like you stepped inside, I will describe it almost like those French catacombs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And everything is cold and almost sterile in terms of how it's presented. And there is this corridor, pretty much, then lead you to this candle on a table. And there is the Johnsy, the only cat that usually run around the ship, that at the moment is on the table, and there is this very long, very scrawny looking hand caressing it. And this is the only thing you can see. And the other things you can see is the long fingernails on the hand.
Miguel's surprised at the bones. Not quite, but tries to compose himself to not to judge too early.
What kind of bones?
Oh,
Human bones?
Animal bones.
let's say a mix of humanoid and animals.
Lovely.
if we
Delicious.
we don't
Jonesy. That's where you went off to.
if
Let
we
me
don't
see
if we
your
don't if we don't achieve our mission, we could be
caretaker.
added to this collection.
We are not going to not achieve it. We are going to complete it. Simple as that.
Just have confidence in yourself, Hot Pot.
Yeah. Come on, we're all capable, able-bodied.
What he
Just
said.
a bunch of drunk, rich fools. They'll be ripe for the.
I will compliment the
Exactly
decor.
that.
That's what I'm doing. I'm complimenting the decor and how accurate and how well they've put this together, being suave and being like, "Oh, wow, this is some really, really good
It's
work you've done here."
it's meticulous.
You know?
Geraldine.
And the hand retreat in the darkness from stroking Jonesy. And from your side, you hear, "Hi."
My side.
Yeah,
Okay.
the hand was at the end of the corridor, by
Sure.
the way.
Why not? Oh, hi there.
Hi.
We were told by the captain to come down here. I think Hot Pot has something for you. I'll just
We
turn
we
on.
Hello
bring
there,
we bring
madam.
a gift.
He's trying to compose himself, but his eyes say, "Help me!" Hand the object to her. It's like he turns his head.
In the
Wow.
darkness, for you kind of adjusting, the lights around you is giving you a little bit more of a what's going on.
So Jarvis is carrying the light, the candle.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay? I'm like grabbing his wrist and trying to like pull his hand with the candle close to mine to illuminate the what did you say it was?
Is a unicorn, a little
unicorn?
crystal unicorn.
Crystal unicorn.
The two fingers with a long claw, pretty much, just grab it from your hand, like pluck it, and they bring it closer to her face, and you guys now see her face. So Geraldine is a Sifiote. Like in this world, just to give you an understanding, it's quite a common race of Ictians or sea folk. Let's call them like that. And she is the octopus kind.
Yeah, I figured. Yep.
Hmm.
Her
That's what I
long
thought.
hair are actual tentacles. They are, almost dripping on the side of her face like wet black hair. And she has this kind of shell growing on from the top of her head, almost making her look like a nautilus. I don't know if you guys know the kind of animal.
I've heard of those.
Yep.
Usually, the thing is, Sifiote has actually, male and female, they're actually quite good look. They're quite nice, good looking, quite striking in their visage. Juliette is really weird. Geraldine is really weird. Her eyes are a little bit too big for her skull, and she has this long smile that almost reach her here. And she is tall. And when I say tall, I mean she is probably around 7 feet tall. And almost someone took her and stretched her body a little bit too much. And she's arching in here, almost like a spider, with one of her hand grabbing the literally the ceiling of the cargo hold, and the other one is now holding the little crystal, looking at it.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Miguel, what is it? Miguel, surprised, but then composes himself again and says, "Good evening, madame. Thank you for, we have a trinket for you."
I understand you guys need something from me.
Yes, the captain
Uh,
has asked us to go to a gala. We need to look our best.
Isn't it adorable?
Sure.
It's a,
Yeah.
it is
beautiful.
quite beautiful.
It's
Yes,
not.
something. Yes, we
it's
need
not
something from you. But before then, would you be a dear and show me around a little bit? I have not been down here before, in
Of
fact.
course, I can show you my collection. Please follow.
Yeah.
Jarvis says to Geraldine, "The unicorn is beautiful, but not as beautiful as you are."
I'm trying to hold. He was keeping his face until that, and he's just like, "Wow."
Her long arm touch your head, literally caress the top of your head, Jarvis. And she said, "You're such a sweetie."
Mhm.
Come.
Yes,
And
come, Garvis, come.
moving into the corridor, she just, give you her back, and you see her long gown that is almost, reaching the bottom of her feet. You barely see her body. Is like, this is just almost. I will describe her almost like you watching Sadako from The Ring.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
figured.
moving inside the cargo hold.
Nice.
With this long white gown that is a little bit tattered, but still well kept. And she get to the desk, and behind her, now that there are two lights illuminating the scene, there is a cabinet with all little trinkets in it. There's just adorable trinkets, a little bit like cats, unicorn, griffons, and other things like this, all really well made in display. And she just crouch on a chair, almost like like a raven just waiting. What can I do for you?
Yes, you are quite statuesque, which reminds me, we are looking for a kind of statue, in fact. And we won't find it here, I imagine, but at a party. I was wondering maybe you knew about it.
Yes, the captain told me. I have some things ready for you. Plus, any other request I can just take out on the list. Do you need clothes and dress? Maybe a suit? Right?
Yeah, something along those lines would be
It's a good luck,
perfect.
Tom.
I'm hoping I can disguise myself as a as a soldier, as a guard of some importance. Um,
Yes.
so some fancy armor, something that would be nice but also functional would also be helpful.
I
Maybe
like to think I look charming enough as is, but
Of
I do
course,
admit
Coco, of
something
course.
for a gala would be more appropriate. This
At least
armor
at least a tiara.
but not quite danceable, if you catch my drift.
As
she
she's
turned her head towards the darkness and almost like reached for something. And she said, "Thank you, dear." And puts a package in front of you, Garvis. No one is there, by the way.
just darkness. That she just reached into the darkness and goes, "Thank you, dear," and then grabbed a package from it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Um, okay, we're gonna see what happens when the first person gets their clothes. I'm standing a little further back, wondering like, is she gonna hand you the clothes, or is she just gonna like, here you are, you're dressed? And so I'm just kind of like standing back here, being like, I'm gonna see what happens first. That's my plan.
Rock, how your snakes are reacting right now?
Oh, let's see. We're going through the stakes. All right. Um, they're overall like they're pretty calm. The only one that is really acting up is C, who's kind of like he's turquoise and white. He's standing up and he's like looking. He goes, "I don't trust her. Shh, I don't trust her at all." I'm like, "Quiet." He's just looking at him like looking at him, and he tucks him back into his head. Um,
As a predator,
yeah,
you know when there is another predator in the room.
right. Yeah, I would assume.
And that's pretty much the feelings you're getting here.
Yeah, that's why I was standing back a few feet, and I'm like, I know that in the wild, a lot of animals will be like, "Here is your thing. Oh, great, get up close to it," and then they grab you. So I'm like, I'm gonna let someone go first. I'll be over here.
Garvis, the package in front of you, is very well kept. There is a ribbon on it and etc. And she just gestured you with her hand to open it.
Um, Jarvis takes it, and I'm sure this will be perfect. Do you need it back, or is there something I'll be able to? You'll need it back. Yes. Yeah. So Jarvis will he'll step off to the side, taking the candle with him, and we'll just begin putting it on. Take off what he has to,
Yeah.
and he's not overly modest. He's not too concerned about it, and just gets dressed as he has to.
Also, if I remember correctly, you grew up in a household where there are like a lot of you, so
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a lot of personal space there.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
aren't you
He's not super concerned about it.
aren't you like
Soon.
super white? It's like I'm picturing
Oh yeah,
like we have these candles and he's getting undressed and there's
he
just
just
a
he's
shine
just
of
like
light.
glowing in the dark, just glowing. Like any light that hits him is just he just becomes a neon sign of a half naked, tall, lanky human.
Oh no, I applaud your bravery, but I still like it's a lot of
Yeah,
light
yeah,
coming back.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
He's basically the moon.
Pale and
Yep.
beautiful in the sky.
Yeah,
Yes.
yep, yep.
By the way, guys, just a quick information for all the players. There are 3 moons in this world.
Oh, nice.
Tide must be
Yeah,
fun.
yep.
Yeah. Also, it's an archipelago, so you now see.
Yeah, okay.
um, yeah, the Meal, the red moon, is a massive one. Kal, the pale, and is kind of the same size of the moon that we have here on Earth. And Osh, the black. Osh is there because astrologer know that is there, but because it's a black moon, you barely see her in the sky.
You you
Less,
probably only really know it's there because you can't see the stars behind it.
Blocks the view, yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
nice. I love it.
Anyway, going back to the game. So you start to dress up. In the meantime, Geraldine is literally with her big eyes looking of every one of you waiting for your request.
I'm curious. Do you have anything finer than what I'm already wearing? Obviously.
Maybe I am. And she just really reached for something very high up on one of the boxes and with a nice gesture take out something that looked like the coat of a long suit, red with golden decor and made out of calico. It's a very uh, kind of iridescent and striking color.
Stunning.
I sparkle. Oh, may I? Looks
Of
handsome.
course you can. You need to dress up for the occasion.
I gently grab it, but I'm holding it, looking at it. How nice is it?
Probably you can fetch something like that for probably the equivalent of 80, 90 gold. That, for your idea, guys, you guys survive on silver 90% of the time.
This is.
Nobody asked how much this is all gonna cost us, okay? I'm just thinking this in the back of my head. I'm like, uh-huh.
And
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. It's like, it looks up. Thank you, madame. And again, it's like,
you just bow.
It's kind of speechless. He just never seen such fine clothing before. It's like,
So you have your frumpy hat, like your big feathery hat, and then this. Okay, gotcha.
yes.
All right.
From it is not from me. This is
Huh?
style.
I mean fashionable. Fashionable.
Yes,
I used
exactly.
I must have
Fashionable.
misheard the phrase.
Absolutely.
Like retilts the hat.
He has to duck under every doorway. Uh, Oh, okay. I'll just keep looking at. See, I'll probably go last in this clothing order.
Okay. Do any of you ask for anything else except for clothing?
Yes, I do.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to perhaps not look quite as good as my lord, but perhaps something between a lord and a pirate. So fancy, but not too fancy. I'll work a bodyguard of a fancy lord, but not quite as good as the lord himself. Also, um, perhaps some throwing knives and daggers, just to add to the illusion. So I can just stand there and look threatening, more threatening than I already do. But
Okay. Yeah, no, it sounds good. She actually display a set of knife. There are literally just clothes inside of one of those very nice leathery um, kind of set. You know, the kind of set that cooks have, that they have this uh, leather wrap around the cooking knife that with, they are perfectly set inside. Yeah, that's what she's presenting to you. But of course, those are for fights.
sure, perhaps something a sash or something to a fancier sash to put them in.
Yeah, she provide also that.
Nice. I hope I look as badass as I feel.
Yeah, no, you look, very well dressed with this bandolier of knife, like a satchel of knife around your chest that are perfectly aligned there. You wonder if they're going to allow you to walk in with the knife on, but that's another story.
Um, uh, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But
Yeah, exactly.
I'm never separated from my knives. They'll take them from my cold dead fingers.
Okay.
Hot Pot will kind of half step forward to speak. Do you have something that is as dark as that black moon that would help me blend blend into the night sky and be unseen?
She just think for a moment. I think I do. And she just retrieve in the darkness from, outside of the light candle. And after a few seconds from behind you, her hand just put this very nice cloth on your shoulder. By the way, guys, Othpot, if I remember correctly, is not quite tall. You are Nansax, a gnomish kind of guy. So you are probably around 3-4 feet tall.
3 or 4 feet tall, you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about that. I wasn't sure if I was like 3 feet tall or 3 meters tall.
No, no. This is, I use feet for you guys, so there is no
Okay,
misunderstanding.
thank
uh,
you.
Freedom units, of course.
Freedom units.
uh, so yes, compared to her, that she's 7 feet tall, there is like this massive gap between the
I,
two of
I'm
you.
I'm Frodo Baggins looking up at Gandalf.
Pretty much, yeah. And she just gently put these things on your shoulder, and from behind you, she just saw, take care of it. I need it back when you're done. And she
I
disappeared back into the cargo hold.
I will I will I will do my best to bring it back to you.
Her voice kind of echo inside the room and just say thanks.
Well,
Jarvis will speak up, and don't worry if he dies, we'll bring his whole carcass back for you. He kind of elbows hot pot.
Well, let's hope his best is good enough then.
Just mess with the hot pot.
And Coco, is that right? That was your name, my dear?
Mariah Coco Terral, at your service. You may just call me Coco.
Geraldine Moline. That's my complete name. So, what can I give you?
I am short on alchemical reagents. If you had some ingredients here,
I certainly do. And she just take out this very nice alchemical kit. It's very similar to what you already have. This one seems a little bit older, probably, a previous edition of what you already have, but is well packed with herbals and other chemical agents that maybe you're gonna need.
excellent. Thank you, mademoiselle.
And her voice from behind you.
I don't like. Rock is very suspicious of this individual. Hi. Let's look over.
Yeah, no, you heard her calling
Yeah,
your
I
name.
know.
The thing is, she's in front of you.
The worst part is his voice. It's a simple name, so it probably echoes. Rock. Huh? Looks over. Yeah. Oh, you want to know what I want? Is that you'll look at her, at Godine. Yeah, I'm just curious if this isn't going to cost any more than the little bauble that you got earlier, correct?
Cost? Oh, nothing.
Hmm.
Huh.
Oh, sorry.
The real question is, the statue we're getting has to cost more than all of this, huh?
Not really. The thing is, if we found the treasure, yeah, that's enough to buy this 10 times more.
Well, let's hope nobody gets too greedy, huh?
Fine. I will take that as uh, out of character for the moment.
Yes,
Out of character, he takes this as okay. There's no direct cost for me asking for things because she's basically like putting a hold on our account. Like when we show up and do the final cash out, she'd be like, "By the way, you owe me this much money."
yeah, that's
I
probably what you're getting there.
Yeah, okay, because I have a feeling that I'm like she's being very generous. I'm just like, all right.
That's
He
what I'm
brought.
saying. The statue has to be worth quite a bit, huh?
Yeah. Listen, because we are getting there, why you don't roll me an insight?
Okay, that's fair.
First roll of the
First roll of
night.
the game is Rock being suspicious of her intentions.
I have
Yes.
returned.
Okay,
Welcome
cool.
back. So you don't have a proficiency on insight,
I do not. No, I don't have an insight
so
proficiency.
that means you don't have dots on it. So what I'm going to ask you is to roll your cunning
Okay.
and keep 2 dice, the highest and the lowest. Unfortunately, because you don't have proficiency in it, the 6 don't explode.
Okay. So I have 3 cunning, so 3 d6.
Exactly.
Sure. D6s. Okay, I do have 1 6, 1 3, and 1 1.
So you got a 7.
Yep.
You keep the 6, you keep the 1, you got a 7. And yeah, you don't know if what exactly was her angle here. I will tell you this. She's probably doing this out of form of duty because the captain asked her. She is in charge of the cargo hold, but this is captain of the ship.
Right.
And she and Geraldine work for Alvida. So that's definitely that angle that you need to consider. However, the way that she's looked at every one of you, maybe except for Otpot, you feel anger.
Okay, but that anger is being repressed. Like she's like keeping it back because of her duty is what's going on there.
Yes, not anger. Sorry, maybe it's my pronunciation. Not anger, like she is upset.
Right.
Like she's famished.
Oh,
She's what?
she's hungry.
Yeah,
Hungry.
not angry, not anger, hunger. Yeah.
Hunger.
Hunger. Yeah.
And hot pot is too small to eat.
He's under the bite size
Also, you are the
category.
cook, so maybe she needs you. And by the way, you never saw Geraldine in the galley or eating with the rest of the crew.
Mm.
Okay, so what have they been feeding Galdine? That is a good question. People they don't like, probably, is what they've been feeding Galdine.
People who
Hot
fail.
pot's been fattening up the crew.
Uh, all right. Well, she's not. She's suppressing it for the moment, so I should probably grab what I need and go. Uh, I will ask for a simple, clean suit that fits my proportions properly, and maybe just enough looseness to hide my thief's tools and things in it. And I will ask for components for things like smoke bombs, things like that, things that for escaping because we're gonna have to at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so basically just basic thief sort of escape tools because I don't have escape tools really, and a nice suit so that, but I don't stick out too much. Just a suit that's clean and has enough room for my stuff, you know.
Perfect. After she gave to every one of you what you asked, and any other small or requests for your equipment, there is this moment of silence where she's just staring in your direction, guys, waiting for you, pretty much probably just to leave, because she's never going to say anything about it. And with a just simple gesture with her hand, she just bid you farewell.
Well, I apologize. Jarvis was actually. I wanted to give everybody a chance to do their thing. Jarvis was going to ask for one last thing. Um, I apologize before I go, Geraldine. I'd like to know the nationality of the armor that I'm wearing. If I'm going to pass myself off as a guard of someone, I need to know some information about this nation that I would be representing. I see there's some kind of like a crest or something like that on it.
There is a crest on it. There is a three-headed crow,
Mm-hmm.
and is the part of the Hingetirian flag.
Okay.
So you are wearing an Hingetirian uniform
Mm-hmm.
that is pretty much fitting for the country you are in, and
Mm-hmm.
by the decoration on it is you're probably a lieutenant.
Mm-hmm. And do you maybe the captain would know, but do you know of anyone I could name drop and say that I am there to as a special guard to that person?
Yeah, we go back a little bit on that. The captain has lead you, like give you a piece of paper with a couple of names crumbled on it, and
Oh,
one.
I apologize if I missed that. All right.
Yeah, no. I was going to say it, but you guys were, role playing, so I didn't interrupt.
Perfect.
Also, I mean, but
Maybe you
also
could
if you're
maybe you could just text
The
drop
name.
those into something. I can play with that later. Thank you.
if you're a lieutenant of the army, maybe you don't even need the invitation. You're there on official business.
Mm, I want to make sure I can get in. We all have something to make sure we can get in.
Coco,
But
I'm
yeah,
your. Oh, sorry.
we can work on that. Let's one last thing, Geraldine. Is there anything that if we could, I don't want to make a promise. Was there anything that we could bring back to you?
She just look at you for a moment, a little bit taken aback by the offer. You feel like she's not getting those kind of things more often, and she just her smile get even bigger and usually she smiles with part of her teeth covered. Now they are in full view, and they almost resemble the same teeth that Kuhan has, but he's a shark. She's not.
Mhm.
And she just get closer and closer. It's almost like moving towards you and towering over your frame. And she just say, "Thank you. A small trinket, if you find one, to add to my collection."
Yes, Geraldine. We would be most obliged to help our friend in the down below.
You are such a sweetie. And she boop your nose.
Jarvis, like as she got closer to Jarvis, Jarvis tries to to be firm and not let her get close, but he can't help but lean back. Even though he's almost the same height as her, he can't help but
Like,
lean back and just be intimidated by her presence. And he's in his mind he thinks he's like rock solid, but everyone else can see he's like, yeah, she's terrifying.
and she just literally just stepped back behind her desk, and all of her movement are quite, I will say, almost calculated. She just don't rush. She just perfectly position herself. That's what the kind of feelings that you guys got during this whole interaction. And one last thing she said before you guys start to leave the room. Everyone here thanks you. I hope it's going to be all right. I will take care of you in case it doesn't.
A hot pot
Oh,
says, "Everyone," and he's kind of looking at all the different skeletons or
Yeah, there is on one of the bits of the cargo, there is like this series of skulls that are being carved into the into the wood, and they almost like, you feel almost like they're staring down at the whole of you.
I like
Miguel. Miguel goes like, of course, you're welcome.
As the other player, like as the other characters walk past him, he goes, "I think she keeps you if you die." And she starts wandering back towards the door.
I'm not going to comment on that while we are still here.
Oh no, I know. I'm like as we're not in the hold, but as we're like leaving. uh,
Jarvis is just
you you
Jarvis is
you probably probably whispered that.
yeah. I didn't be like she's right there. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I think she keeps our corpses and eats them. I don't. I'm not gonna say that when she's right there. No.
And she during this sentence, you probably say this with the lowest possible
Yeah.
voice you can manage, and she just stare in your direction,
All right.
just smiling.
I'm gonna go.
I head out too. I get a quick bow and I head out.
yes, Jarvis just says, yeah. I'm gonna find something nice for you over there, and he doesn't turn his back to her for like several steps as he's just kind of like reaching for somebody else and walks out.
Hot Pot
And
shuffles out behind Rock and says, whispers very quietly, "Do you think these clothes belong to those skeletons before
Oh
they die?"
god. Oh
I
no.
I I don't think she considers them skeletons. As far as could tell, I think she thinks they're they're her food, but I think they're also like people in her mind, and I
Her
don't like
friends?
that at all. No,
I
I don't like
mean,
that at all. We're gonna
is
go.
is there a magic that could
I don't
can
think
she
it's
can she
magic.
eat dead people?
don't think it's magic. I think it's mental illness. I think she has a mental disorder, and she thinks the skeletons are people that she chats with, and that's why she says weird things. Let's leave now.
Oh no, Miguel is way ahead of you. He
It's
is
like you
out of
guys
there.
are already almost at the top deck when you guys having this interaction.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, no.
As
We're like
soon as
we're
oh, as soon as I feel far enough away, and even as at the top of the deck, like I still feel like she's still way too close. Miguel just sighs like, "Oh my god, oh god, I thought she was gonna eat me. Oh, women are terrifying.
Hey,
Oh,
Jarvis gets out and his whole body shudders, and he's like, "Ugh, "What a woman!"
oh,
if
that's not.
I just want to make sure you
There's
don't
someone
think
for
that
everyone.
with these clothes she isn't sending part of her essence with us. I just want to
I
make
no,
sure that
I,
we're
I,
leaving her behind.
I looking at. Oh, you first.
Oh, God. No, go ahead. There's
Miguel immediately looks at the very super duper nice jacket. Is there any like markings on it or like
holes in it.
initials or holes or any sort of? It's red. Is there any off color brown or red colors on it at all? Like a
Okay, okay.
splotch.
Miguel, can I have a perception roll from you?
Okay. Can you remind me?
Absolutely. You roll your cunning, and your cunning is 3,
Yes.
and you also roll the value of your perception. Then in this case is 0 because you're not proficient in it. So in this case, you roll 3 dice. You keep the highest and the lowest.
Can you? Is it D10s or D6s?
D6s.
Okay.
All D6s.
So my highest is 5 and my lowest is 1.
Okay, so we have a 6.
Okay.
Except for a very well, series of stitches that someone repaired on this. Probably, because it was a little bit ruined and etc. The rest is immaculate. No one seems to have, wear this for quite a bit.
Well, after combing through it, he decides that it's probably best not dwelling on those thoughts.
So, yeah, yeah, I would tend to agree. Iraq will agree with that fact, and he- I- so we're all cool with them having a garbage disposal. Do we know what a
Oh, no,
like the dump
absolutely. Like,
in the basement? That's
just
basically like a shut-in person with mental illness.
don't go into the basement and
Okay.
don't get on anyone's bad side. There you go. That's all you got to do.
The question
Can I
at
ask you a
this
question?
point is, you guys know that Geraldine worked for Alvida.
Oh, I know.
Yep. That's as I
So
said. Just I'm
Don't
sorry.
get on Alvida's
I'm not
bad
I'm
side.
not gonna get on. Yeah, don't get on her bad side, or you might go down in the hold. And if you go in the hold, you don't come back up.
You're gonna add to her friends. You're gonna be
We're gonna
Geraldine's
be a
newest
friend.
friend.
Can I
Okay.
ask you? Can you describe exactly what she gave Hot Pot?
uh,
Because you said she came from like the darkness behind me and sort of like draped something over my
Oh yeah,
shoulder.
good point.
yes,
Is
yes, yes,
that
yes.
is that a suit or is that like I'm not sure if it's like a cloak or
It's a cloak. It's a cloak.
okay.
And by the look of it, it looks like in this very almost like, I will say, sateen kind of texture, and is blackish with a little bit of blue. And when you're staring at it, it's almost like it's reflecting the stars.
Hot Pot would like to try an experiment. He'd
Okay.
like to put the hood up over his head and kind of step off to the side somewhere and see if anybody observes him do this.
So you try to, blend into the surrounding around you without being noticed. Can I have a
Yeah.
stealth roll from you?
Okay. Let me just let me
Your
so
agility plus your stealth.
As
Okay, I
as
need
he's
to
doing
find
that, I'll make a
stealth.
perception.
Yes.
Let
This
me
is an
let me.
opposite roll there.
Where is stealth?
Stealth is okay. So if you look at the character sheets, there are like might, agility, cunning, all the list of your skills. Stealth is under agility.
Oh, okay. I'm rolling 6 dice or only 5.
No, you roll 4, 5, yeah, 6 dice because you have agility 4,
Yep.
stealth 2. So you roll
Okay.
6 dice, and you keep
Okay.
the best one. Plus, if there is a 6, explode.
Okay. So I keep the best one and the lowest one.
No. In your case, because you are proficient, you keep the best ones.
Okay. So I rolled 2 6s, 2
So
4s,
we already have a 12. You can
and
re-roll one of the 6.
okay. 4.
So you had that 4 to your 12.
Okay.
We already have a 16.
Yes.
Plus, you have a modifier on your agility. Then it's plus 3.
So 19.
Exactly. So you roll a 19. That's your
Okay.
that's your stealth. That's the value of your stealth. Plus, these things give you another plus 3 on your roll if you roll stealth.
Okay.
So you'll go at 22.
22.
Now, Garvus, can I have a perception roll that is opposite to that? You need to beat a 22.
Yeah, no, I assume I'm not going to be able to, but I can see him kind of like pull. I know he wanted something to make him stealthy because he said it. He pulls the thing on and kind of like steps away,
Yeah.
and so I have in perception. I
Yeah.
have 2 dots in where is it? 2 dots in perception, which is under cunning, and my cunning is like 4 dots. So and I have a plus 3. So I'm rolling 6 dice also.
Yes, exactly the same. So
Mm-hmm.
it's quite exactly the opposite things. The difference is he has a bonus because of the new cloth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So I also got my 2 highest are 2 6s. So
Perfect.
I can
So
roll. I can roll another d6.
exactly, and added to that.
All right, and that is a 2, so that's a 14 plus the 3 for my cunning. So that means I have a 17. So obviously I didn't beat it.
Exactly. So
Yep.
there you have it.
Yeah.
So, Hotpot, you try your best to blend into the darkness and to blend, hiding behind some of the barrels. There is a couple of sails that is folded there and etc. So you just make sure that nobody's noticing you. And you have noticed that Jarvis has quite the high, is looking around with quite perceptive senses and etc. It seems like he's not able to find you.
I'm just gonna stand. I'm gonna. I don't know if you watch Marvel What If, but I'm gonna just stand back and just observe like the Watcher. I
Yeah.
want to just sort of disappear and just observe.
Jarvis,
And
Jarvis smiles into the darkness, and you just see his eyes just like shifting back and forth, and it's just kind of shaking his head with a smile, like, "All right, Hot Pod, this is nice. I don't know where you are."
So, okay,
did
he's
he
in.
say that? Did he say that, or is that to
Yeah,
yourself?
yeah, yeah. No, he's saying that like he's happy that he can't. You're on his team. He can't see you. He's thrilled.
I have a question about perception here. Now, he's used a cloak to hide himself, and so he's doing this bit where he's like looking for him. But then, like, I can kind of cheat, right? Like, I could just turn on thermal vision and be like, yeah, he's like over there, right? Like, or do I have to make a perception check with thermal
Okay.
vision?
In that case, you can activate your thermal vision. Yes. The thing is, this thing is also hide is heat signature.
Neat.
You immediately discover that when you try to, look around for
Sweep.
him,
Okay, yeah.
and you just, you were expecting to find it because, yeah, it's a cloth. How can I not see him? I can see just his silhouette there. Actually, you don't.
You'll lose your signature. I can't see you like that.
Yeah, but out of character, how do the other player characters know or not know that he's how do they not how do they know he's there? Like he could have did
Oh,
he
you
go
can
back
be.
down in
No,
the
no.
hold?
Yeah, I don't think that Garvis was, talking directly to you. He was talking out loud, hoping that
Right.
you were in the area.
Because
Miguel
again, I
is
mean
not paying
again
attention to what you're doing. He has no
again
idea that you disappeared.
Hot pot, like I knew what you took in the hold. I saw you put it on because I'm at least that perceptive, and then saw you step into a shadow and you vanish. And
okay,
I'm like
okay, okay.
you're in a fairly large shadow because I mean it's a dark dank boat and there's not a lot of light, and so
Yep.
you've stepped into the shadow and I'm like I don't know where I know you're here someplace, but I
Okay.
I couldn't
That
hit
makes
you.
sense.
And
I couldn't hit you with an attack if I wanted to. I couldn't just walk up and touch you. You're
Yeah.
You're not for their point of view. You're not there anymore.
right,
Okay.
and with go ahead.
Did this and then vanished.
Yeah, okay.
And in my point of view, I could like when I turn my vision on, I could kind of pan around and see 1, 2, 3, like and I go, oh, there's one signature missing. I don't know where he is, but I know that I can't see his signature. You're supposed to
Yeah.
be a short signature somewhere over there.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, there are other people on this boat, just to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, no,
There's no
I get
like
that.
just the six
No,
of
no,
you.
I get you.
of course,
Uh,
yeah. It sounds
I
like a
mean,
fairly large boat.
I mean, Goldine would be starving if there was.
Nice, nice. I
okay.
mean, when you're talking about this boat, I'm kind of imagining, the Black Pearl. We're talking about a fairly large boat you could get
Okay.
lost on if you moved around too much.
I let you imagine it as you prefer.
Mhm.
The thing is, technically speaking, the Black Pearl is almost like a galleon,
Mm-hmm.
and while this is a flute, so let's think it more slender,
Mm-hmm.
because for piracy, especially for piracy, hit and run is the best technique.
So I guess I have a question. Sorry.
I'm just saying for like I apologize, Luna. I'm just saying for not necessarily the shape of it, but the size of it. It is a very it's a large, slender, dangerous boat.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
definitely, you can tell that.
sure.
Unless you guys want to do something specific on the boat, I will, for the sake of narration, I will take a moment to skip ahead for
Sure.
you guys arriving at the gala. And yes, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please carry on.
Turns to Coco. Okay, let me just make sure I get this right. I'm your plus one. So what exactly are we going in?
Oh yeah, with the pairs, we need to figure that out.
Like,
Rock will look around.
I just want to make sure we have the story straight. I mean, I can just go in as myself. I am a established duelist, but won a couple of championships. But
I suppose I might need a cover story. I will ask. And Coco will go and ask Alvita for a cover story. But in the meantime, I have a question
Yes.
about this boat. So I'm imagining like a clipper ship, because I've been on a clipper ship before.
Okay.
Perfect. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That was all.
Okay. And is builded to be fast, and is builded to be to catch wind and go on the surface of the sea as fast as possible. And this is also the reason probably why this ship is called the Swift Wind. And as I said, it's quite slender, and it got the opportunity to hold technically up to 80 people for a full crew. But at the moment, between you guys and the people that you see on board, probably around 30 in total.
Yes, so like very similar to a clipper ship.
Yeah. Any other question, guys?
Well, okay. So I just this is Rock like taking a moment here. All right. I just want to figure out how we're approaching this. Like, are we showing up? Like I am his plus one. You know what I'm saying? That we should come up with what our full pairs are because I still don't quite know what they are. I know that Hot Pot and who was see this is what I mean. If
Jarvis.
Okay, so Hot Pot and Jarvis are gonna go as a pair, right? That's what we're
I
going.
think I
Yeah.
think like
Yes.
if Jarvis is going in as this like soldier, like Hot Pot could potentially go in as his, I don't know, his aide.
Okay. That's fine, but that's at least something established. Okay, so an aide and a soldier, right? Okay, sure. Established,
Because
lieutenant.
he's like a knight, right?
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think he
the
said.
It's
I think he said lieutenant. Was it
lieutenant.
lieutenant?
Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm.
so like he would have like a secretary or an aide of some kind, probably.
It's called
Well, I
him.
was going to still have you. I was still going to have you say that you are a food taster. That there's been a concern about an attempt on the life of someone here, and so
Right, but I don't have any protections against that. And I know what kind of people are out there.
you don't have to actually eat any of the food. You just have to pretend.
But they would expect me to.
Okay.
See,
Well,
this is why I wanted to work this out first.
Yeah.
okay. So as far as we know, there is no attempt on anyone's life, right? Don't believe our lie. Just go in
I
and eat
don't
some
want
food
to
and
eat their food, but as he like pulls something out of his cloak and like puts in his mouth to chew on, I think it's a terrible idea.
then don't eat any of the food while you're there. If I see you eat any of the food, I'll kill you. You're my secretary.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
a very late secretary. Okay,
see
sure.
me first.
Okay, that's fine. So you two are going together, so that still leaves like literally everyone else. So I had an invitation, but I don't know if anyone took it because we had three invitations. One was with
I thought you took one of them.
I did,
Like
and then everyone scattered. That's why Rock was
I
confused.
was Coco
I
wanted
thought
me to be her plus one.
Right,
Is that
yes,
exactly. Okay.
and then I apologize, Alex. I'm having a hard time remembering your name. And it's not in the You didn't change it,
Uh,
but
it's Grile. Grile.
Right.
Yes.
yes, Rock and Gryle. I thought the two of you
Okay.
would. I mean that
I
makes
okay.
as
That
much
that
sense as. And he looks down at Hot Pot. It's me and Hot Pot.
okay.
Well,
I'm okay with taking people with spikes to the ball. That's fine. It's not a big
Whoever,
And the
deal.
two of you are
whoever.
both
what whatever we decide
similar.
to do, we should go in. Uh, we should scatter our entry points
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah,
entry
Rock is
time.
doing his nod. Yep. That's why I'm doing this now.
Yes,
it's
no. You're doing absolutely the right thing, Rock. I think that we stagger our entries, and maybe we let our two most dashing in first. And he
oh well,
points
thank
to,
you.
of course, and then myself and Hot Pot will go in. Maybe we can try to find a side entrance as we are part of the help, and then the two of you can come in after that, and then we can hopefully find some way to communicate if there's an issue and cause distractions for one another. If that is
So
a help.
so it seems like most of us, he'll laugh a bit. Our plus one is a bodyguard because you have one who's like a soldier and a secretary, and I have Rock, and I'm bringing Garl. And I know no offense to like, if I say his name right, Garl, like no offense to him. He looks like a tough individual. He got spikes. So okay, so this is me, a well-dressed person, and my assistant. right? That makes sense to you guys?
Sounds good.
Well, I think Miguel looks positively dashing, and we'll make a fine addition to the gala.
Two of you, I
So
think, will fit in the
As will
best.
I, of course.
you are even more magnificent than myself,
Okay,
obviously.
so yeah, Miguel
My
and
lady.
Coco are going. Got it.
Yeah, you know. So,
It's good.
how exactly, if we're going together, I am dressed not as a servant, and neither are you. So,
I think you
what do
guys
you
are just
want to
going out for
accomplish today?
dancing, right? I mean, that
I
seems to be
guess.
the most probable. You're just there for the ball. You're two well look anointed people, right? You know, like well dressed.
Yep.
I guess I'm taking you out on if you don't mind, may I take you out on a date?
I'd be obliged.
Okay,
And
at least that
keep
makes
her.
sense. And then Rock looks kind of like at the ground for a second. Wait a minute. I feel like he's got shafted. He just looks and goes, I get Grok. Like the two of them are looking at each other. Oh, I'm gonna take you on a date. Okay. And then Rock's just like looking back. That's fine. Whatever. All right. So got it. Okay. I think we've got it all down. So Miguel and Coco are going like a date. Hot Pot and Garvis are like a lieutenant and a soldier, and me and Garl look like just a well-dressed individual and his bodyguard. Okay.
See,
That's
this
fine.
works out. We can, if we're on a date, we could just end up in places we weren't supposed to because we're just sightseeing. This
We're
is fun.
sightseeing. Yeah.
Maybe pretend to have a drink or two and drunkenly stumble into stuff.
I don't think it'll be pretend, but sure.
I
Well-dressed.
Pretend or not, we will have a party and enjoy the party.
It'll be a
Well-dressed.
Be the
blast.
life of the party.
Maybe I should
Okay.
ask for explosives.
That's fine. I'm satisfied that at least we have our roles down. Rock.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. All of those conversations are happening, guys, inside a couple of coach that
Right.
are
Yeah.
going towards Lady Voraci's manor.
Yep.
That is
Okay.
a little bit out of town. You were in the harbor, and the manor seems to be built on top of a hill, close to a cliff.
Mm. How much rope did I bring? Nothing. I'll just start looking at my gear.
Apparently, one thing that also Captain Alvida told you, and that you have pretty much from the beginning of the gala 3 to 3 hours and a half to pull this off and
lovely.
reach the edge of the cliff, because she will wait you there.
How tall is the cliff?
Not very, very tall. Let me double check something to give you exactly the measurement.
My only question is, we would have planned this out. Is this cliff like within reasonable height? Can we jump off it into the ocean, or do we need to? Because we would have, if not, we would have prepared.
You know that Kuhan, it will wait you there with some sort of arrangement. That's what
Okay.
they told. The cliff is around 400 feet.
Oh yeah, we can't jump off that. I couldn't anyway. Maybe
We'd have
half.
we have scale down it.
we can jump off of it. We just might not survive.
You can still jump. The thing is, what's happened after? It's
You're thinking too narrow-mindedly.
How? I have a question about technology. Sorry, I'm gonna take a moment. Do we know about things like if we grab materials from inside the manor and construct like a glider of some sort, and we could kind of like loop on our way down there? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just
okay.
curious.
So the technology is not there yet. There are no flying things yet. However, something like
Rudimentary parachute. That's what I'm
a
thinking.
parachute or a glider,
Right.
maybe can be arranged.
A
Okay.
giant sturdy blanket.
Well, what I'm saying is, if we're inside the manor house on like the second floor, is if it's multiple floors, we might be able to put together some rudimentary thing to hopefully not fall 400 feet. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, might as well think ahead.
God, I'm playing
Um,
rock is like super realist. Okay, sure, that's where we're going.
Absolutely. I mean,
I did want to. I
escape
did.
is one of the things you need to do. So
Yeah, yeah. Might as well be at least somewhat thinking ahead. Um, I just wanted to ask. Did Captain Albita um, uh, kind of imply that the two names that she gave me, Julian and Lord Delkey, were those people who were actually going to be at the party?
yes, they are going to be at the party.
Okay, all right. And are they separate from one another, or are they does
No,
one
they
work
are
for the other?
they are separate from one another.
Hmm.
Lord Antimo is from Obolawa, so it's from completely another country.
Okay.
Probably the same, by the names and etc. What you guys know, that he is from the same country of Miss Voraci.
Hmm. Hmm.
So probably that's where the connection come from.
Sure. Sure.
While Mr. Julian Graves is from the Fatwas Concord. The Fatwas Concord is kind of a political faction here.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
something in between politics and magic, because the Fatwas are these entities that are almost like the Fae from, Dungeons and Dragons, are also from, real folklore in the world.
Sure.
And the Fatwas are those entities that are very primordial. They came from the beginning of time, and
Hmm.
they're
Hmm.
here forever, but they live on a different plane of existence. And the
Okay.
Fatwas Concord is almost like ambassadors between those entities and the mortals.
Okay. So I'm just trying to create something in my mind. um, the armor that I'm wearing is related to the area, or possibly even the city that we're in.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, and I just want to run this by you before I decide to put my foot in my mouth. I'm thinking that someone from the merchants guild has um, gotten word that someone might be trying to poison the Lord, and so I've been hired to show up to look for this person, and so the Lord doesn't know that I'm coming to help, but that is my story. This is a last minute addition, and so I'm showing up for that reason.
Yeah, no, it sounds perfectly understandable. So
Okay, cool,
we roll with it.
cool. Just wanted to make sure that was something I might have mentioned to the captain at some point, just to make sure that it made sense. Thank you.
Great.
Why don't uh, why don't why don't we have the coach stop maybe a little ways before the entrance, and Hot Pot and I will get off, and the four of you can go in at the beginning. You can separate at some point, and that way we can show up on foot, and make our entry look a little bit more legitimate. And we'll create a little bit of space between ourselves and the rest of you.
I can't argue with that. Sounds like a solid plan.
So
Carson,
maybe like a quarter of a mile to a half a mile. We'll have the coach stop, and Hot Pot and I will get off, and just give them about 5 minute head start on us.
Sounds good.
all right,
So
enjoy the stroll.
Before we get out of the coach and everybody starts getting out on foot, I'll go, okay, and what is the word or something that we use when things go sideways? Oh, sorry,
Ban-
don't go sideways.
Banana pants.
If that's what
No.
everyone's choosing,
Can we
one of
do
my
something
snakes
a little
actually
bit
starts
more?
to stand up and kind of like agree. No, that's not. We're not using that. It goes back down.
Gotta be something subtle that won't alert anyone else's attention.
Ooh, I know.
Is there a nice
Uh,
vacation place that people usually go to? We
well,
Hmm.
could talk about
I
it.
was going to say, for real, we could say, Crystal Unicorn.
That
Generic
is sort
enough,
of
but
hard to fit into a
an
sentence.
emergency, yeah. It's hard to fit into an
Imagine,
True.
emergency.
imagine if we're in the middle of a dinner party
Okay.
and
Well, then I
you
guess
say
Banana
crystal
Pants is definitely
unicorn. People might look at you.
How about?
But
Oh,
Is
sorry. Go
there
ahead.
more
I
salt?
do like your idea, Miguel. What if we were to think about vacationing to a particular island?
Yes.
So one thing that pop into your mind, Rock, that one of the most famous places of your country is one of the two main capitals. The name of the capital is Oparis, or Oparis, or how the Fredegar pronounce it, Opari.
Okay, operate can be is nice and fast at least, and just like so you can also insert it into casual conversation like, oh, have you traveled to Operate? Oh, okay, we should. Yeah, then you'll can pass that along. That's fine. That'll be just put in a code word there.
Nice, easy, casual.
Yes,
Okay,
and
sure.
is also
As much as I
your
love banana pants.
it's also
One of my
your
snakes agrees. I
religious
want you to
capital.
know.
It's also your
Sorry?
religious capital. So, it's like a place where, some people just go for holidays and some people just go for a pilgrimage. So there is a double things there that you can use.
Okay, so that's our word. That's the word when we need to when or that things are going sideways. Uh, what about if things are going well and we just want to leave in general? How about we
then we
something?
run,
Let's.
then we run and
I
jump out a
say.
window.
Well, we want to leave. We want to spook this magic lady. I'd rather not spar. Have to spar with her.
What?
So how about we just say let's go. Do you want the pike? Like the fish.
That's a
Let's go.
lot.
How about we just say that we're tired and it's time to retire?
Tired. Time to go home. Sure,
Or we can say that food was too salty and I need to get a drink of water. I don't know.
that works too.
Hmm.
These pretzels are making me very
We could always
thirsty.
mention that this place is so lovely and we'd like to return.
Let's do something that we can all remember because she's very on our mind. What was the name of the lady that lived in the bottom of the boat? I bet you that we'll all remember that if we use that as a retreat phrase.
Well, I already forgot.
Geraldine.
So
What's
We
up,
should.
Galdine? Yeah, okay.
Geraldine.
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 If you
Uh,
Geraldine.
hear her name, if you're like Geraldine, that will give you the idea to retreat from
or
the
better
area.
yet, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think didn't the captain couldn't go because somebody knew them? Would they know about the rest of her crew?
Oh, true. I didn't think about that.
I think that's the
Okay.
only thing I'd worry about, especially if someone's known to have a garbage disposal at the bottom of their deck. Just not
Hmm.
saying that she's a garbage disposal. She's way too meticulous and magnificent to
She's
be,
efficient. She's a very efficient
of
person.
course, efficient. That's a better. Yes, exactly. Great word. I like you.
This is, uh, okay, okay. We're gonna retire. Retire for the evening. Retire is good. It's flat, boring. You know?
And simple.
Okay.
But what if we're in a situation where the people we're interacting with wouldn't want us to retire? So if we said something like that, they may stop you from retiring.
I mean, if then that means no consent, and obviously that they're doing something wrong.
Yes. Also, by rule of etiquette and etc., if someone says something like that, the host of the night should allow them to leave because that's what the right, things to do. That's the right things to do, and etiquette will, come first in situation and gathering like this.
Okay, so retire for
Okay.
the evening. It's some variant of retire for the evening. Whatever we can understand is that. That's
I'm
our we're leaving. That's the
These
leaving
are
phrase.
Don't know
Retiring
how
for
they.
the evening. I have 2 days till retirement. Something along those
And
lines.
yeah, work it in there, you know.
Uh-uh.
Sounds
I don't
good.
know. Yeah, I don't know how they do it in your country. Halfling,
Half,
maybe
halfling.
Ah,
Who are you talking to?
hot pot.
Oh,
Uh,
Sorry, is manlet better?
wow. Guys, let's not stir the pot on this. Oh, no.
the two of you.
Puns. I love them. Anyway, um,
All right.
guys, just to move a little bit
Yep.
things forward. The towering manor of Miss Foraci is this beautiful place in Obolova neoclassical style with polished white stone and tinted sapphire windows that seems to glow and spark in the moonlight. This entire estate breeds wealth and a little bit of mystery. While you got into it, there are corridors lined with portraits of, for you guys, just nameless figures, but very regal and very, I will say, distinct. And the scent of parchment, lavender seems to surround you, and you hear the music coming from the ballroom. It's lively, quite happy, I will say. There is a little bit of a crescendo right now, and is also the food of smell. The smell of food seems to linger in some areas more than other. On a first glance, because your eyes are now more trained to understand areas that are useful for you, you identify four main places. The art gallery, where there is apparently some pieces put it in for show. The library, that is where at the moment seems to few of the guests are just resting and chatting and in a very calm demeanor. The ballroom, where the main event is, and the garden balconies, with that are used for some of the guests for just taking a breath of fresh air and step away from the crowd. Please, where you go and who you try to interact with. There is a lot of people, and everyone seems well dressed for the night. And there is also a lot of chatting and some dancing going on.
After you, Coco will say to Miguel.
oh, but shouldn't the lady go first? But of course, I can take the. I hold my hand out, like expect,
Mm-hmm.
Could you put
and
those four areas of interest in the chat?
Absolutely, I will.
I'm
uh,
sorry, Adrian. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh, no worries. Miguel holds out his hand, like trying to. He steps out of the carriage and holds his hand out to let Coco down.
Yep, she steps down, finds her balance on the new heels that she's wearing now, I
Mm.
assume.
You're honestly
Um,
probably taller than Miguel.
yeah, she ruffles her dress and makes herself presentable
Hmm.
and is taking a lively gait, has a lively gait, is following you behind. And yes, I believe that Miguel is slightly shorter than Coco.
Yeah, Miguel's like 5'6". He's shorty.
Yes, but no, she looks very put together and proud of her appearance. Not at all shy at all,
Of course,
for sure.
Miguel Miguel would like to lead her, like to take her hand and lead her to the event
Perfect.
if she allows.
Yes, of course.
So I'm guessing you guys step into the ballroom,
Hmm.
and the almost like a sound barrier, from the corridor. You heard the music, you heard the chatting, and etc. But it was a little bit soft. As soon as you step in, the crowd murmurs, the music seems to swell, and everything seems a little bit more loud than you expected.
Mm.
There is a lot of people in here. Quite the gathering, I will say. There are probably around 100 people in this room, and you don't know any of them. But the thing is, this area has those golden chandelier, those column that surround this room. There is pretty much an oval space. And on the ceiling, there is this fresco of this magnificent 3 moons in the sky, on the night sky. They are now um, being reflecting the lights of the chandelier because there is some gold decoration that and highlight the main part of the fresco. The people around you seems to notice you at the beginning, especially you, Miguel, because of your flamboyant clothes. But you are not, you're dressed for the night. There are other people here that are wearing long dresses, very nice suits, and etc. This place speak of wealth and a little bit of decadence. This is part of your crowd. You know where to look when you're in the arena, where the most wealthy people are usually sit, and that's are kind of the people you need to impress. That is the kind of crowd and spectator you have in front of you right now.
Let's see. Are there any points of interest in the room, or is it just a full-on ballroom?
At the moment, is a full-on ballroom, but can I have from Coco an investigation roll? Roll.
Yes. Let's first roll. Let's do this. So I believe that is that under cunning or?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I am trained in that. How do I do this? Hold on.
Yes, no worries. You roll the value of your cunning and the value of your investigation together. So in this case, you roll 5 dice, and you
Okay.
get the best 2. If there is any 6, explode, and you can re-roll it again and add that number.
Very good. Okay. So no sixes.
Mm-hmm. Happens.
Yep. So I just add all these numbers together.
Yes, the best 2.
The best two. Okay, so that was 9.
Perfect. Plus your intelligence or cunning modifier. In this case, is +1. So a 10.
Okay.
That's good. So, speaking of that, the chatting around you is like a murmur that is, kind of feeling you're here. It's a little bit difficult to exactly pick up conversation. However, your eyes notice someone. Then it seems almost like above the crowd. Not just figuratively, but also literally, because this person is looking down at the crowd from a balcony. that go, it's like a inside balcony that look over the ballroom. It's a mid-30 woman with porcelain skin and jet black hair, coiled into like a bun. And she is wearing this black dress that almost seems made of feather. But the color is between navy and amethyst, and her eyes seems to look down at everyone with very, very, almost like inquisitory.
Does this match the description I have of our host?
Yes, it does.
I tell Miguel this, so Coco will turn to Miguel. I believe I've located our host, she'll say.
Oh, he looks in. Do you point in the general direction?
I there. I don't try to make it obvious.
I look around. Do I also find the host? I take a moment to try to find them.
Yeah, I mean, because this person is looking down at the whole crowd from a balcony is not, is not difficult to see. Almost like she's expecting to be seen there.
Of course.
When your eyes meet her location, just for a glimpse, she's also looking in your direction, guys, because you are the new people in the room. And with a very nice, gentle smile, she nods in your direction, just acknowledging your presence. But she's not staring.
Quick head bow. Kind of whispers to Coco, all eyes on us. But we should go and make go. We'll see if we can get a look at this place.
I concur.
Is there any place of interest? Like, is there any like groups of people? Like, are people like talking at like the fondue like fountain or something, or drinking drinks, or is there like any like games?
There is a smaller area that is, like there is a arc that leads towards a smaller area just outside the ballroom, but it's almost like, because there is no door, it's all connected. And in this area there is food, and there is no there is no place where you sit. It's just kind of finger food and things you just grab on your plate and etc. And there is like an army of help behind the table, just cutting good prosciutto, making. There is a bunch of cheese there, and there are also glass of what you can pretty much understand is alcohol of some sort of champagne or something like that.
Hors d'oeuvres? I am famished.
Of course, a little bit of champagne we should go and take our hosts. We should partake.
Generosity.
Of
Yes.
course, hospitality. I take your arm and I make our way. We saunter over.
Absolutely. And guys, you just to get an idea of what your goal in this area. You want to eavesdrop on guests. You want to try to impress someone. You want to talk with someone. Dance. What you want to do?
I think right now, we're gonna go check out the food, drink some of the drinks, and make small talk before heading to the dance floor.
See what kind of people we're dealing with in general.
Yes, like making small talk, getting an idea, poking, kind of, see who else is here.
From both of you, I need a perception roll.
So
I will say the target number is around 10 to 12, depending on your roll. And in the meantime, you guys rolling for me, I will ask what the rest of my players doing.
I don't have any dice on perception, so what was that again?
In that case, you roll your cunning and you keep the highest and the lowest dice.
Oh, so you were asking what we were up to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am actually, I don't know what my +1 is doing, but I am going out to the balcony area and I am going to appear like, how should say this? As if I'm here out of obligation and not here to like mingle. So I will go out into the balcony and I will find other people who, are just sort of hanging out on the balcony, who don't seem to fit into the party, you know.
Hmm. There is going to be a couple of people that stuck out from this
Yeah, okay.
whole crowd for you.
So sorry, I'm your +1, right? Just to make sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were my
Yes.
plus
Yeah.
one. I
I'm
just
Right.
also I'm also gonna have a look of not wanting to be here.
okay. Yeah.
We're
We're
both
just
sour face, sure.
Would just if my character was a smoker, he'd probably just like go outside and be like, like I was told to be here kind of thing, like
Yeah.
just
It's like,
wait outside,
I don't smoke with my
work.
job.
You're right.
Fair. Okay. So, as I said, there are two people that kind of stick out from the crowd, at least in this area. One of them is quite the view. Grail, you are a Grimlock Sarikart. So, as we said, you are quite stocky, lizard folk with spikes growing from your back and body. Think about a humanoid version of a devil torn kind of lizard. This
That
guy,
means nothing to me. That means nothing to me, but sure, I have a good idea.
you can just Google it, devil torn lizard. You're gonna find it. But anyway, that's not the point. The other person that is here is a member of your same race, different ethnicity. It's a Sarikart. His name is the definition that you can probably try to figure it out how it looks like is more like humanoid Komodo dragon. Big, quite broad shoulder with this silvery scales that seems a little bit more reddish down to his mouth and throat. Not cause of blood or other things like that. It's just the color of the skin. And speaking of silver, he's wearing a uniform that is black, silver, and gold. And at the moment, he's literally just closing to one of the fountain of the garden and just staring at the water, almost like try not to be, I will say bored too much. But you can really tell he's not enjoying the time here. And close to him, there is a woman, small frame, short, wavy hair, dark coloration, and she is wearing a long bluish dress with golden decoration as well, and the symbol of Milas on her shoulder pads. And by the dress, I can ask you to both of you a religion roll.
Let's see.
And before we go back to my other player, I want to hear from Hot Pot and Graves. So, Garbus. What you guys are
Were
doing?
we admitted to this party without any problems?
When you get to the door, there is a moment of like, who are you? But you guys came out with your story, and there is a little bit of suspicious look between the two guards at the entrance. But when one of you shows up the invitation that Alvida gave you, they just, shake their shoulder and just let you pass.
I tell them as little as I can to get them to understand, this is a hush hush matter, and let no one know that there is an issue. But if I need help, I will come and find you too.
Okay, can I have a deception roll from
Oh God, sure.
you?
Who did you say that to, David?
I said that to the I
To
said
David
that
Garbus. Oh no, sorry.
I was
To
saying that
David.
to the two guards.
Yes, the guards at the entrance.
Which
Okay.
one would be deception?
So your presence or charisma with your deception, there is a value of 2.
Cool. All right.
Speaking of rolling, so for the religious roll, it would be wisdom
Yes.
or cunning. No, I guess wisdom,
No,
and then that would
if
wisdom and
under,
then wisdom and then plus religion, right? So it'd be 3 plus 0. So I roll 3 dice,
yes, and you keep the highest and the lowest.
or rather, I have a +1 wisdom. I have 3 dots filled in. That means 3.
Yeah, it's still 3 roll, but you had
Uh-huh.
+1 at the end of your roll. It's like that's definitely like a
Oh
number.
wait. So I still roll 2. So how many dice do I roll?
3.
3, and then the +1 is just a extra bonus.
Exactly.
And then for, if I have 0 in religion, that gives me 0 extra die.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And in this case, you keep 2 dice, the highest and the lowest.
Literally rolling 2
Right.
dice.
So 3 die. Gotcha. Wait, so the +1 is a plus extra die, not a plus extra.
No. It's a
value.
+1 on the final of the total amount that you roll.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so if you roll 2 6s, then you add the +1 and get 13.
Pretty
Right.
much.
So for cunning, I have 4 pips filled in, and I have a +2.
Okay, so +2 then.
No, but then why do I have the extra pip for the extra die? Or is that not what that means?
No, that is the value of your. Okay, so those dots that you see are the value of
Yes.
the traits. That means you are much more intelligent. Your cunning is higher than your wisdom. But because this character was built in a very balanced way, you pretty much have all the value at 3, except for cunning is higher.
Yes. All right, sorry. So and then the pips under religion and like under the skills themselves, those are
That
also
means that those are extra dice. That means
right.
that, for example, if I'm going to ask you to roll nature, you roll your wisdom plus nature. In this case, it will be you roll 5 dice, you keep 2, but you can keep the highest one, and also if there is a 6, explode.
Gotcha. I guess what's confusing is that they both use pips, but they mean different things. But okay, gotcha. Okay, let me roll that.
Okay.
So some is no, okay, 4 and 2. So I keep the highest and the lowest.
In this case, yes, because you are not proficient in that specific skill.
Okay, so that's 4, 5 plus 1, 6. So I got a 6
Okay, you got a 6.
for the religion roll.
Perfect.
Okay. I only had 2 dice available because I'm not wise. I'm cunning but not wise. So and no religion. So 2. So it's a 5 and a 3. So 8.
8. We have a 6 and an 8. Perfect. But let's get back to Coco and Miguel for a moment. What was your roll, guys?
Was it a perception roll?
Perception, yes.
I rolled a 9.
You
I
roll
think
that.
I've actually, am I trained in perception? It looks like I am.
Miguel is not. But
You usually have the other people's eyes on you. You don't need to worry too much about your surrounding.
oh yeah.
So I actually need to roll two more die.
Great.
So I am trained in that. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. You have
Okay.
1 dot in perception, Coco, and 3 dot in cunning. So that means you roll 4 dice in total.
I have 1 dot in perception? Hold on. Am I reading this wrong? It looks
Looking
like
at your character sheets right now.
yeah, it looks like I have 2 pips under perception.
Wait a second. Wrong character sheets. My fault. Yes, you have 2 dots. Yes.
Okay, so I keep all right, that makes sense. All right, roll number, you keep the number of dice equal to skill value. So that's cunning. So that's 3. So I keep the highest 3.
You keep the highest 2 because your skill value is 2, perception is 2, while the
Oh,
other
that's the
traits.
okay. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. And then they're both 6s.
So we already have a 12. One of them
All right.
explode,
So
so you
one
can
of them
re-roll.
explodes. All right, and that's a 6 again.
And you have an 18. And we have the first crit of the night, guys. So what's
Yahtzee.
happened there is you tell me what you're able to hear and to understand for what's going on around this. So please set the scene. Plus, I gave you a critical token. A critical token works like this. From now on, you have 1 token that you can use to lead to another player in any moment of the game
Okay.
to help their role.
Ooh,
So
I love
if
it.
there is a critical situation and let's say Rock is trying to escape for something and is not getting where the kind of dice he wants and etc., you say no wait, I gave him my critical token, and at that point he had 1d6 to the roll, and that 6 can explode.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So this is how it works. Just to give you a little bit more information, people are talking. There's a lot of rumors and things about Miss Voraci and why she did this gala. And maybe there is also someone talking about her witchy heritage. But I let you decide on that. And they are probably talking about what is in the gallery. So please, you have the scene.
Okay, so I can just describe whatever.
Yes?
So I am with Miguel, and we decide to split up and talk to different people
Mm-hmm.
so that we can gather information faster. Coco finds a very handsome gentleman with a long beard
Mm-hmm.
and decides to impress upon him um, that she's very well traveled and discern information about some of the politics and surrounding the party.
Okay. Interesting. So, what a couple of things that you understand talking with this nice gentleman, that the Coven of Bolowa seems to be behind Miss Voraci in some kind of way.
Mm,
So if she's not a witch, she's connected with them.
understood.
the other people involved here is there is the Fatwas Concord emissary. Apparently, there is a quite important guy named. Sorry, guys. I put the name. Julian Graves is here and is very interested in this statue that at the moment is in the gallery. The other member that are caught your attention apparently is that the Merchant Guild of Abolawa is also here for some donation and such like. But this person thinks they have another goal in mind. So it will not be surprised if someone from the Shadow Consort will be in the crowd. And the Shadow Consortium is pretty much a well-known guild of thieves.
Okay. All right. I guess I take this information and try to find Miguel.
In the meantime, Miguel, you are chatting with another lady that at the moment seems very impressed by your stories and your arena fighting and etc. Her eyes all over you. And like they should, I mean, it's you. It's Miguel Zolforo, you know? But she's more interested in what you say than spilling the beans. So you don't getting much at the moment.
That's fine. I continue talking.
My two religious one, Rock and Grail, you don't get a lot about the ranking or who this woman is and etc. But there is one thing for sure. She's a cleric of Milas. So she's a little bit of fish out of water because this is a Caliberian country.
What I'm sorry if I keep going back to. I'm gonna write in my notes. What was the statue of? It was Milas or was it?
Milas.
Okay. Can
So probably this is an assumption, of course. You're not
yeah.
sure
Okay.
about that. There is maybe an interested from the Milas church about the statue.
My thoughts are possibly and correct me if I'm wrong that I can't think of this as a character. This might be acquired from them, not through legal means. Like someone might have stolen it and then brought it here. And so this is the muscle to basically like this guy over here who's being very grumpy is probably like some sort of muscle that they might have to bring to bear if they can't get their statue back.
That's a correct assumption. I mean, on your side, you
Right.
don't
Again, I
prove.
don't have any proof, but let me try poking this a little bit. I got cunning. I'm gonna try to keep my voice down a little bit. Let me see. Give me a moment. Intimidation is not gonna help here. Perception.
The guy is right there, like
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Unarmed combat. Yeah, I'm built for fighting. Um, hmm. Deception. Deception, maybe? De Deception would be like me telling them that
deception
could
is pretty much everything that is related to, like lying, to pretend to be someone, and like everything you say. Forgive my French. Some bullshit.
yeah.
I ask you for deception.
What I'm asking is, can I use deception to try to like get up to her and not necessarily get in next to her because the guard is there, but like be like, I think I know what's going on here, and if you want, I can try and help you with it. You know what I mean? Like, I respect your God, and I feel that this is also wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If that
why not? Yeah,
okay,
go
all right.
ahead.
I'm gonna try to deceive them into thinking that I think because I definitely don't fit into the crowd. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be part of this party. But my reason is because I feel like there's a lot of illegal things going on here, and I think that's terrible. Yeah, there we go.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm going with.
Okay,
And
sounds good for
I'm,
me.
I'm poking her to see if she responds to like illegal activity as a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's what we're going with. So I'm gonna roll deception on that. Let's see.
Grail, do you try to help in any kind of way there?
Well, how can I help?
You tell me.
Because I don't know. No, I'm not.
You are a silent observer at the moment.
Well, I'm a silent stoic type. I'm a bodyguard.
Yeah, fair. Good, good, good. In the meantime, we have a roll from Rock, Hot Pot, Garvis. How was your deception there?
Mine
Hmm.
from Jarvis. I actually rolled a crit as well.
Really? How
I
much was
rolled I rolled two sixes and then rolled another six when it blew up. So my total was 20.
it? Yes, another, definitely another. The guards are believing in you like you're their mother. It's like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, yeah, it's coming.
As far as they are concerned, I'm a lieutenant from the city.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna look over at Hot Pot as I'm kind of talking to these guys, and I see that they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's something going on, and I'm gonna look at Hot Pot and I'm gonna give him kind of a head nod, like, go do your thing, get into the shadows, and do what you need to do. And so Hot Pot can begin his stealthing around, and I'm gonna lean into the two of them and say, we're concerned about some foul play that might be about to happen. But there that might just be a ruse to be able to steal from the lady. Do the two of you know where some of the more valuable artifacts are in the building? Can you direct me towards them?
Thanks to your crit, and that was a very nice, interesting things to do. I would say one of them let something escape from his mouth. Definitely not in the gallery. That thing is fake. You need to look for the vault.
Hmm. That's where they're going to be heading then. Do you know where that's located?
The other one, look at him like a little bit more like, should we, should we actually say those things? But and then the other one is like pointing with his eyes at your grades. You're a lieutenant,
Mm-hmm.
like they
Mm-hmm.
are just guards, and it's like the library behind the blue curtain, the one with the moons.
Mm. Good, good. If you hear anything, I'll be posted up in the library waiting for someone to get back there. And
Yes.
he points to you. You come to the headquarters in a couple of days when this all is pans out. Two of you are gonna get some promotions if you're interested.
Oh, they just they
Good
salute
man.
you, and
He gives a terrible
pass.
salute back and shakes his head and heads off. Um, and I don't know where it Hot Pot can decide whether he stood and listened to that or if he just took right off into the shadows, um, but or just like heard it, and then but that's he's heading right towards the he's not gonna take a direct route to the library and make a scene of it, but he's going to kind of move around a little bit and kind of check in here and look over there and
How
kind of
about
give a few salute, being kind of relaxed about his movement.
how about you let Hot Pot decide what he does?
Oh no, that's what I was saying. I was just saying whatever you want to do, like if you wanted to hear that or if you wanted to take off.
Yeah, no, Hot Pot stuck around
Hmm.
uh he knew based on like observing the conversation, he knew that this was going to be good. So he did stick around to hear all those details. And he is going to try to use the cloak to lean into the shadows and disappear.
Okay. Of course, because this, if you're going to try to get to inside with the cloth on and etc., it's not going to be as efficient as you do it if you are outside in the actual natural shadow.
Right.
You need to take a more, let's say, longer scenic route to get to the library before, in order to blend in. Because you can be as stealthy as you want, but you're in a corridor with lights, people are going to see you.
Yeah, right.
However, you can roll me stealth and
Okay.
see how good it goes. In the
All
meantime,
right. I rolled 2 6s, a 5, 2 4s, and a 2.
so you definitely keep the 2 6s thanks to your stealth too, and you re-roll one of them.
Okay. A 3.
So we have a 15 plus your agility modifier. There is 3 plus the
Where
bonus.
do you see the agility modifier on the sheet?
It's in the yellow square immediately after your traits. See might, agility, endurance. There is a yellow square with the bonus, some numbers on it.
I see under speed and guard, agility 8.
That's the other page. The page where you see your name, where you see experience point, critical token, and all your skills. That's the
Okay.
first page. On the first page, you have 6 characteristics: might, agility, endurance, cunning, wisdom, and presence.
Okay.
Immediately on the right side of that, there are 6 little cube.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, it kind of blended in. I see that now.
As I said, I made the character sheets, so I am not a graphic designer, so I try to do my best. I will improve it. I promise. But anyway, so you have a +3 plus the cloak. There is another +3, so you have 15 plus 6. You are more than 20. In this case, it's not a crit yet because we need to see the other ones roll, because it's an opposite one in this case.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say I'm rolling for the guards, and we'll see how it goes. 8. Okay, so at the moment, also thanks to the fact that Gervus is talking with them, the guards doesn't seem to pay attention to you. They are actually, more interested of getting a promotion in the next few days than pay attention to a small nunsax that is walking around in the gardens. So at the moment, no one seems to notice you. Use it at your advantage.
Okay.
Rock,
Yep. Okay. So
how was your deception?
so my
Sorry,
deception.
guys, I'm jumping between people.
Okay. My deception was 2. I have a cunning of 3, so that's 5. 5 dice, right?
Yep.
So, all right, I rolled the 2 that I can keep. Or how many can I keep? I can keep 2, right?
Perfect.
Okay, so I keep a 6 and a 3. So one of them explodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
We have a 9 so far.
yeah, let me roll that one for the explosion. That's a 5.
Okay.
And then I add my modifier, which is 1 for cunning. So what's the total there?
15, I think.
Is
Yeah.
it? Okay. So here's my play, and it's going to be total bullshit, so that's what's going to be great. Hi, I am basically going to tell her I am an agent investigating this manor for all the illegal things that are going on here, and if I can retrieve the object for her, because I think it might be stolen. I'm thinking that's why she's here. I would, through the due process of the law, I will get it back to her. And
Okay. She's taking it back for a moment because all of a sudden this complete stranger
that's my
just
right. Yeah,
approach her and try to sway his way to convince her that I'm
yeah,
on your side. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah.
And first of all, she's introduced herself. Her name is Piria, Sister Piria, and she just oh, okay. Thank you. I mean, I don't think it's been stolen, but well, yeah. Uh, Captain Reese, were you? And she turns to the big guy that is close to her. Yeah, we suspected that.
Yeah, so okay, so he's falling for it. Good. Um, Out of character.
Yeah,
Is it one of those things where uh, they don't they don't know the authenticity slash? Am I getting the vibe that they?
they are not completely sure if that thing is authentic. So probably
Okay,
that what you're getting from this conversation you guys have is that they are here to check the authenticity of it and decide what to do after that. The thing is, apparently they need to have access to the gallery, and at the moment the gallery is not open yet.
okay, um, okay, but they will have access later to check the authenticity of the object. Okay, I'm gonna try to get in good with them, being like, uh, like, and if I can observe the objects that are in the room, I'll be able to determine if they were stolen because I have a manifest of things that you know I can compare that against that are relics that are missing. So that's why I've approached them.
Okay. Yeah. So far, they seems to believe your intention. Um, she is more keen to listen to you than him.
Okay, that's what is
Even
her what is the sister's appearance?
um, I said, darker skin, wavy curly hair, those beautiful, I will say, almond eye, and she's quite small frame and quite slender,
Okay,
delicate in feature. That's for sure.
I I will. So the way I'm presenting myself is basically an inexperienced law investigator kind of person, because those exist in pretty much every, like I
Yeah,
assume in the time period. Yeah,
investigator are literally a profession here. So
right, right. So I'm flipping it. Instead of being the thief, I'm pretending I'm the person trying to stop the corruption. So I am, I'm with you. We're friends. Like, and the reason that I'm trying to give off the vibe that I'm inexperienced, which is why I kind of jumped ahead and was like, "Oh, we should work together." That's the way I'm rolling with this. So,
Mhm.
okay, good.
In all of this, there is one things that came out during a chat
Yep.
that Purio like. Okay, I see what's going on here. She does a comment against the host. She called her a witch.
Oh, definitely, she could be. If it's involving crime, yeah.
I mean, and it's like so this person doesn't seems to like Miss Vorashi, definitely for sure. But she's trying to be polite about it, except for sometimes during some of her comments, like a word of twos, seems to slip out. They have a undertone of, I would say, racism. Not against a race, actually, but against their, position and like role in society.
Doesn't affect me at all. I mean,
No, no,
literally either way. Like, I don't care particularly one way or the other. But I will agree that if it makes her feel more comfortable talking to me, I will play it up that like, yeah, I kind of agree with some of what you're saying, just so that, you know, she'll keep the conversation going.
perfect. The other things that came out from the conversation later on is that if that artifact, the statuette, is actually, real, some rumors said that probably the witches put a curse on it. So a role here is also to find out if that is true and to remove it.
Okay. What would that be for the roll then?
Yeah. So we're gonna go now. We want to go with Coco, with Garvis, with Hot Pot. What do you guys?
I just wanted to let you know it was 10 minutes to 11, and I don't know how late we're going.
Okay. We are trying to speed up a little bit. We are going to get to a point for tonight,
Okay.
and if you guys are willing to carry on, we're gonna have a second and final session for this adventure in a
That's
couple of
fine. No, that's
I'm
fine.
okay
I
with
just
doing that. I probably have to head off around 11 because I have to get to work early tomorrow morning. But
Well, tell you what, why don't you, if you have something, Miguel, then why don't you go now, and then if other people can stay a little bit later, we'll stay a little bit later, and you can go at that point. So why don't you take your turn now?
okay.
I'll need to head off as well. I got to do something before midnight.
Perfect. So Miguel and Grail were immediately one after another, so we summarize what's going on. Please.
So I think I was I was with Coco
Yes.
after we were talking. Did that conversation end?
Yeah, I assume we met back up and shared information.
Yes.
Didn't really get anything of interest. What about you?
Oh, actually, I learned quite a bit. It seems the rumors about Verace and her connections to the Obalau witches were run deeper than we originally had suspected. She quite possibly has their backing. There's also an interested party. One, what is his name? It was Julian Graves of the Fatuous Concord. Seems quite interested in this statuette. Well, we might want to follow up on that. It seems we might have rivals after all.
Right. Have I out of character? Would my character know that we're Julian Graves or just some? This just the name. I've heard of him.
Maybe I've heard of him. Listen, let me check something on your character sheets. Why don't you roll me etiquette?
Okay. 1 second. Just
Presence plus etiquette. So in this case, you have 6 dice to roll.
okay. I gotta roll a couple more dice. So when I roll, so you said 6 explode.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Advantage is just one of them.
just one more. Okay, so sorry. So when 6s explode, do I keep the 6 and then roll again and keep the next number too?
Exactly. You
Add it
add
together.
the new number to the previous 6.
And then I add it with lowest number, correct?
No. In this case, you have proficiency on it, so you don't keep the lowest dice.
Okay, so I just Do I add the 2 highest dice then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I add the exploding dice. So basically I keep the highest, so the highest one was a 6 and I rolled and again and I add that number and then I add the second highest number. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. With that's the case then. 17.
Oh, very good. Very good indeed. It's not don't worry, Brian. Thank you. So you okay, even if it's not exactly the right skills, because etiquette is more about, how to behave in society and etc., more than actual knowledge of people and such. Your role was very good. So what I can tell you is, you heard of the person in question. You kind of know what it looks like, and so you can start to scan the room with Coco. And after a little bit, you actually identify him in the crowd. Is this white man with gray silver hair that at the moment is wearing, I will say, like almost like a tunic, almost like a very regal formal tunic with a short hat. And sorry, guys, my cat decided to join the conversation.
No worries, we all have cats.
There it is.
My cat was hanging out with me. Oh, he's a kitty.
Aw.
He's a kitty.
She's a very sorry, guys, for the interruption. She's a very grumpy old lady. She's 18 right now,
Oh,
Oh wow.
Aw.
and
super cute.
at the moment she just wants my attention because, for her point of view, it's 3 in the morning, almost 4, and he's
Oh
like,
God.
"Why are you awake? Where is my food?"
She's earned the right.
Sorry. Anyway, except for the interruption here.
No worries.
So you're going to have a lot of meowing in the background. This is probably Johnsy from the ship. Julian Graves is actually in the room, and at the moment it seems like he's entertaining a bunch of people.
Oh.
And he also has like his hat is almost like ornate with like a tiara. So this guy is is wearing jewelry and fashionable things. So for you, Miguel, you know what kind of angle you can take with him, to sway him, to charm him into conversation. Because this guy is there to impress, and you know a lot about it.
Oh yes. I'm like I kind of nudged to Coco right there. Him.
Ooh, he
That's-
is a treat. I think that we can win him over.
We might, I think. Shall we?
Yes, and we shall head over there.
Yes.
Okay. And Miguel, what do you prefer? Charm, persuasion, or performance?
One second. I think I'm going to prefer. So I'm just trying to find where everything is on my sheet.
All under presence, all under charisma, let's say.
Performance.
Perfect. And Coco, are you trying to help in this?
Absolutely.
And how?
I am going to try and that's a good question. So, what do I know about the fatuous Concord actually?
As I said, what you guys know in general, not specific information, that Faduan Concords are like ambassadors between
Yeah,
mortals and the Faduas.
right.
And they are trying to keep a balance between those entities and the real world. And the thing is, they don't all agree on how. Some of them are more like we should be open about them. Some prefer like, oh, no. They need to stay on their side and we leave on our side without any problem. We just interact. And some of them are more like, this is their world before we step in. So they should reclaim it and we should help them.
Yeah. So I think the way that Coco is going to help is she's going to try and one up this man in flamboyance.
Okay,
Oh, we're gonna do this. Oh, we're gonna go this all the way. I am
Yes.
perfect.
I
So
am strutting over like a rooster.
can I ask you a couple of things? Do you want
Yes.
to give, this is for Coco, do you want to give Miguel a bonus on his roll, or you want to give Miguel your token?
Ooh. I guess for now I'm gonna try to give a bonus.
Okay,
Try to throw him off.
sounds good. Sounds good. So you both roll. Coco, you roll me charm, while Miguel, you roll me performance.
Yes.
Depending on how higher you going with your charm, Coco, I will give the corresponding bonus to Miguel.
Charm. Is
So
the
I'm
skill sheet
rolling.
somewhere? Oh, there it is.
Performance with your presence.
Yes.
So charms. That's
Things can't explode twice, right?
No, only once. They explode twice when you get to a level 3 on your skill value.
Okay. So trying to add things up.
Fair enough.
yeah.
That is a 15. No, wait. One second. Let me try that. No, that's right. 15.
Okay, did you add your +3 thanks to your bonus on presence? Your stat modifier?
Oh no. Oh, the other roll should have been a 20 then. 16.
Okay, so 15 plus 3.
Oh, it's 18. I can math. Math is easy.
Don't worry. It's late. And Kogo, how was your charm?
I believe so. I believe I did this correctly. That's only an 8. So maybe I trip in my heels or something.
Actually, if you don't mind me stepping in, I had gotten a crit before. Can I give Coco my my crit token?
Yes, absolutely. So, Coco, roll another d6 and add that to your 8.
So add a 6?
No, you roll another d6,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and if it's
Okay.
a explode.
It did not. It's not that helpful, actually. It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay. Unfortunately, sometimes helps, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it didn't, but I would say thanks, Garvis, for your help. And you got a 9. That will give a total of a +1, let's say, to Miguel's performance. So,
Okay.
Miguel, with your 19 is a success. Unfortunately, it's not a crit, but it's definitely a success.
Mhm.
And after a few minutes, the two of you seems to get all the attention of that area of the room, including his attention. And when the senator, because you understand that he's a senator,
Yes.
Julian Graves start to see that the people are now not pay attention to him but to you.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little bit like he's being challenged.
Yep.
And
No,
the
no.
conversation it became almost like one of those tennis match between two players try to outstage each other.
I raise an eyebrow, a non-existent eyebrow. Challenge accepted.
Thanks to your roll, I'm going to now do another roll an opposite roll to yours, but I need to beat a 19.
Yes.
So it's going to be difficult for him. 6 and a 5. Okay. So we got 2 6s and a 5. However, he can reroll only 1. Okay. So he rolled an 18. So for 1 point, you
mattered.
got the upper hand.
Let's go.
Yes, bonus for the win.
So,
Ah,
at a certain point, the conversation became more interesting in a way that he seems more interested to have you on his side than being opposite to you.
hmm.
There is a quiet stance between the two of you. And he goes, oh, by the way, are you presenting yourself with your real name, Miguel, or you
Oh,
get...
absolutely. I'm trying to show up the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I wasn't expecting to have such a name at this gathering. I heard of your really great fight in the arenas of Saria.
It
I'm
is
quite impressed, I would say.
it is an honor that you would actually know little old me. I As you know, I am Miguel Zelfaro, quick as a bow. Duelist extraordinaire. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, my dear sir.
Pleasure is all mine, Mrs. Zoforo. I will say this. And he get closer.
Mhm.
I'm trying to legally acquire the statuette from the hand of Miss Foraci, because I think that this artifact has some fatwa connections.
Oh,
There can be a bridge between us and them. But apparently Miss Foraci is very keen to keep it all for herself. I try to convince her that it's the right things to do. You see my point here. If this is just in the hand of one person, why it should be, for the people. Fatwas are amazing. They have such power. Why keep it all for yourself? I think if you kindly take the artifact for me, I would make sure that no foul will hand or your head.
very, very intriguing. How I will consider. We'll definitely be having talks later.
Don't let me angry. And he just walk away.
Well,
In
the
the
rest of the crowd's still here. I still talk to the rest of the crowd.
Of course, you're there to charm and way,
Of
and
course.
you and Coco are actually ended up having a couple of moments of dancing with other people. There is this mingling and etc. That will give you time to reflect and discuss between you two how things will go from now on.
Yes.
I imagine we discussed this while dancing
Oh,
ourselves.
yeah.
Because
And
we have to keep the party going.
Yes.
absolutely. And Hot Pot, speaking of party going, you are now sneaking into it as best as you could.
Not Drup was. I think Garvis was the next because he had to go soon.
Yes, my apology. You're right. Grail. No, sorry. It was Garvus or Grail. Which one of you need to go? Alex or David?
Alex can go next.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thanks, Anna.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, absolutely.
Yep.
Please, Grail.
So, where do we end on the balcony? I think we were like going somewhere, or we're still talking.
You still need to talk, and you're still talking. Especially Rock is still talking, and etc. You are just looking at the scene and etc. And by the way, thanks, Adrienne. I really appreciate. I'm
Yeah.
glad you had fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
Good night.
Thanks for playing with us.
Sorry, please, Alex, carry on.
Right. So we're on the balcony, and Ryan's character is still talking to the priestess, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So, I mean, I assume I can sort of hear the conversation. So I'm privy to the information they gave, about the sorry, just actually.
The artifacts, the
Yeah,
statue.
the fact that it's a fake, right?
No, they need to check. They need to.
So sorry, I'm mixing. Right, I'm mixing the information that we got.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess
of course,
somebody
don't
else
worry.
got. Yeah. Okay, so they need to check it. Okay, is there any help walking around?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna see if I can find someone, preferably someone who looks like a weak and pathetic.
Okay, so you look around, and there is this very young boy that at the moment is serving, is collecting calice from people and around the garden, and he just bowing constantly, trying not to step on anyone's toes and etc.
All right. I'm gonna like wave him over to me.
And he comes.
All right. I'm assuming I'm gonna take whatever he's serving. I don't know, champagne, meatball, whatever.
Okay.
And just gonna like in one bite, I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna actually what do you call that? No, intimidate him. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna intimidate him and say, hey kid, is there a pisser for the help around here?
Consider your intimidation is already 2, and this guy is already, trying his best. This is probably his first gig on serving.
Right. And I have a whole thing where I'm looking very evil and intimidating.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you to roll unless you want. But let's say that for now it seems working.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
I mean, that's okay. I have a plus one plus. Yeah, I have like a bunch of intimidation bonuses.
yeah,
So
your intimidation is 2, your might is 3. You should roll pretty much 5 dice and have a +1 on the total result.
yeah, so yeah, we'll just assume I overpower him and intimidate him into showing me
The
like
difficulties for this one was around probably 6 or 7. So unless you really roll me all once, you're definitely overpowering him.
Right. So basically, I'm gonna try. I want him to show me a bathroom that's like basically behind some doors, like some by the kitchen or
Absolutely.
where the help. Since I'm also working, it would be inappropriate for me to go to the guest bathroom or whatever.
Perfect. You technically are a guest, but yes, this is also another point. So he ush you out, getting back inside the mansion actually, and he brings you to this side door that is actually close to the library, and is literally in between let's say the ballroom is on the east side, the library is on the west side, the corridor is in the middle, and this bathroom is just further down the corridor on the west side.
Right. I'm gonna let me give me 1 second.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. Since I still have him here and he's traveling. Um, huh. I'm gonna ask him. Hey, I heard somebody's trying to steal the artifact. Have you have they buffed up the security or something? Like, what have you
Uh,
seen if they've taken any precautions? Those priests are really worried about it. It's very sacred to them.
uh, um, I know there is a ward um, on the artifact, um, but don't know more about that. Sorry. It's a it's
So,
a it's a magical thing. I'm not sure. Sorry, sir.
no extra security, no nothing. These people are idiots.
Uh, I mean, uh, they are all nobles peoples. Don't I don't think that someone should try to steal from them. Plus, we have the guards doing some runs. And when you say, they pointed to a couple of people that very quietly seems to circumnavigate the area without try to be, unconspicuous as possible.
Navigate like the ballroom itself or the
Just slowly
just
walking, seems to checking things, but pretending to
gotcha,
have a chat.
gotcha. You gotta look for the earpiece in their ear, huh?
Oh,
But let's on the side. Okay, got it. And I'll ask him one last question, one last thing before I let you go. What's over there? Why are there no guests allowed in the rest of the house? So it's a mansion.
oh, because most of the houses are, private areas of the lady, and I don't think so that she wants people just snooping inside her personal clothes or stuff like that. I mean, the area for tonight are the ballroom and the library and the garden outside, and we are going to open the gallery in just an hour.
Okay, but I'm just tired of my legs. I've been standing all day, and there's nowhere to sit in the ballroom.
Oh, okay. I will find a chair for you, sir. And he try
Runs
to
off.
runs off unless you stop him.
No, that's okay. I'll let him go.
Okay. And he will get back to you with a chair at a certain point if you're still there. If you
I mean,
leaving.
if he finds me, sure. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm gonna wait for him to run off no, basically wait until there's no one around me to proceed anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. At the moment you
Uh,
are alone.
okay, yeah. I guess as soon as he is like out of vision. Um, I mean, at this point, I don't know that the artifact behind her is fake, right?
No. I
That's
mean,
that's not something
apparently
I.
what you know is that the artifact is in the gallery. That's what you got.
Yeah. So like, I don't know that there's the safe and all that shit.
No.
No, exactly. I'm
That's
just
is
trying to make sure. I'm just
information.
trying to make sure that I'm being fair about this. Like, that I'm not just gonna like go straight to the safe and
No, no, of
whatever.
course.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll try to. Is there any of my skills that give me ability to see the magic ward?
Okay. So, looking at your character sheets and etc. Your
Yeah.
arcane and occultism will allow you to help you to identify or understand if there is a magic spell going on somewhere. Um, Also, you have something called magical enchantment that you can do on weapons, but this is
Yep.
more like for a fight situation than just.
Yep. Yep.
So the only thing is, eventually you need to get into the gallery. That is very close.
Right, but there's like what he said is there's a magical ward. Do I guess do I know what that is? Like how that works? Like
Yes.
how does that? Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, it's pretty much there is a spell that is being cast on the object, and at the moment it seems like it's not on the gallery, but it's on the artifact itself. So probably you don't know if that what kind of ward it is. Probably there are the protective kind of one, and there is the alarm kind of one,
Yeah,
and there
yeah,
is also the one that like give the position of the object, like almost like they have a GPS on it.
GPS. Yeah. So, but like
So
basically, it's
unless
like if
you
I have to,
actually look at it and check the runes, you don't know what kind of ward is being put on the piece.
right. And hmm, can I investigate the artifact like I guess magical arcane sort of way to figure out if it's a fake, like if it's or like if it's if like to basically understand what the artifact is, what the ward is, without triggering the alarm or the
Absolutely,
whatever.
that will be an arcane roll. But as I said, you need to get into the gallery first.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just making sure that that is within the realm of possibilities if
It's
I do.
absolutely in the realm of possibility.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I mean, I'll I'll stroll towards I guess the gallery. I mean, I don't want to look like I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm a thief and I'm just like, trying to be quiet, but I'm trying to look lost basically. Like I'm looking for the way like a way out or whatever. But I'm also yeah, so I'll just proceed towards the gallery. I mean, cautiously in case there are guards or something, standing nearby.
And you easily find one because at the moment in front of you there is a door that is at the moment is closed and there is a guard standing out of it. So that's
Well,
probably the gallery.
right. So then you said there's a gallery there's a gallery and then there's a court another corridor to the right which is goes towards like the rest of the apartments.
Yes.
Um okay, I'm gonna guard. I mean, I don't really want to cause commotion yet and just like kill this dude. But hmm, I guess I'll try to maneuver past the guard, like try to not be seen and go towards the rest of the apartments just to like, you know, mind this is not gonna get me right now to somewhere more
Hmm.
productive. Might as well check out the rest of the house. Maybe steal some stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Can I have a stealth roll from you? In this case,
Stealth.
you don't have
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
proficient
yeah.
in it, so you need to roll me your agility and
Agility.
keep the highest and the lowest on the roll.
So that's two dice, right? Or three?
Three
Two.
dice.
Three dice. This is And I have a +1. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely.
Where the hell did it go? Yep, three. Size of this. Ooh, I got a 5, 5, 6. So it's a 5 and a 6.
A 5 and a 6, an 11. Plus 1, a 12.
Yep.
Great. At the
And
moment,
that's a crit, right? Like so that's an explode.
no,
It's a six.
that's depend of my dice here.
Oh, because it's a zero. Because I have 0 skill in it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
got it. Gotcha.
Usually, everything above a 20 is definitely a crit most of the time, especially at this level. But at the moment, because you are stealthing against someone, I need to see what the perception is. Okay, so you got a 12. The guard roll a total of 7, so still a success. Unfortunately, not a crit. What you are able to is to time your moment between the guards looking where you are to other area of around him to just disappear from the corner of his eyes and just stealthily went to one of the rooms that seems to be part of the private area of Miss Foraci.
Yep.
And what are you actually looking for? That's what I'm asking.
Well, I mean, because I can't really I don't want to kill this guy and cause an alarm.
Okay.
Especially since I don't know what kind of ward it is. I don't know what's behind the door. There's probably like an army of more guards, right? Plus this like witch or whatever. Since I do know that, since those people did say that she's a witch, so like that kind of probably confirms that she is. Um, so I don't really want to like cause a commotion yet, but I might as well investigate the rest of the apartments. There's probably some shit to steal, and you know, um, I am a very you know, this seems like something I'm a very deceptive individual. It seems like something I would want to do. And two, I mean, I don't know, look around, gather more information. Find out if she's a witch. I don't know, maybe
Okay. So
maybe get a key to the treasure room or something. I don't know. Whatever it is. I mean, I don't have. I can go back, but that seems like like retreating if anything.
no, fair enough, fair enough. So you investigate. That's what I'm getting here, and you try
Yes,
to find information about the host, and eventually even some extra things that you can steal for yourself, not for the sake of the mission.
honestly, information about the statue as well. It seems like this is what I said before. If they're willing to give us all this equipment and all this nice stuff for a chance to try to steal this thing, it's clearly worth more than the stuff they gave us. So it's clearly worth a lot, and everyone seems to want it. So, like, what the fuck is it?
Fair, fair. So, I'm going to ask you a perception roll and give you the information you're looking for. And after that, Hot Pot, you're on deck for the next bits of the adventure.
Sure, I have perception at 2 pips, and that would
Yeah.
be under presence.
Under cunning.
Oh. Okay, cunning. Okay, oh shit. Okay, this is gonna be great. So 4 pips over there means just like nothing, right? It's 3 dice plus 2 dice from the skill
No,
plus
it's
2.
4. You have cunning 4, so it's 4
Yes.
dice.
Okay, so that was this is what I was asking you before. Those are yeah. Okay, because that was what I was asking.
Every dot you have is a dice, pretty much.
Right. That is what I said earlier, and okay, never mind.
Oh,
That's
that
what I
was
thought.
probably a misunderstanding on my part. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
So I'm rolling 6 dice total.
Yes, and you keep 2 of them. In this case,
Yep.
the 6 explode.
How far are we from an end scene? Because it is already 11:30.
I'm going to output, and we can close the night.
Okay.
Okay. So I got a 5/5, and then a plus 2, so that's a 12.
Another 12. Okay. Unfortunately, no 6s. I'm presuming here.
No. I mean, yes, I will tell you that.
No, of course. Okay. One thing that you can find is a bunch of notes. There is Miss Voraci did a study on this artifact, on this statuette. And there are some notes that are quite interesting, because apparently this statuette is not representing Milas at all, even if it's been mistaken for it. And probably the manufacturing is not from this side of the world, but it's from Akiptos. There is far.
Wow, that's literally the other side.
And down in the and literally just far east, south, in this area of the world that is very warm and is almost like, let's call it like an ancient Egypt in kind of terms of people that live there and society and etc. And they don't worship Milas. And actually, they start to worship Milas, but is more recent. Decades ago, they were worshipping a completely different gods. So whoever did this probably changed some of the feature of the statuette to match the right gods. So there's been some alteration there.
So does it have the picture of what the original look?
No, no, those are a bunch of handwritten notes on papers.
Oh, so there's no like any pictures of like. Okay, so what they're saying is that this used to look like something else, and then somebody made it look like one of our gods here.
Yes, exactly. And according to what she wrote down, this statuette belonged to the last descendants of Captain Kidd before went into her hand.
Oh.
Interesting.
And maybe, and there is last note. Sorry, Alex, to catch you. There is a last note with a question mark. Clue for the treasure? Question mark.
Ah, see, I knew there's some sort of a treasure in this room. One more thing. So, what kind of a room am I in?
It's a study.
Study. Okay, and I'm assuming this is just like everything I found that is all value, or
But
like
that's the most important things you have found. Because this is a study, is mostly papers and notes and other things like, how much is paid for the servants, how much is run costly of, running cost of the houses and other things like that.
So, receipts.
Yes, pretty much.
Is there any? Can I see if there's anything in the receipts that would I don't know, like indicate like level of like how much did she spend on security, how much did she spend on I don't know, arcane protection or wars or whatever, or
There's
anything
no
else.
mention of arcane protection there, but there is a mention of the number of guards. There are 10 guards in total at the house right now, with a note of hiring some more, but there's no other mention of that.
And any other conspicuous expenses? Like anything that would draw my eye?
Definitely the food for the party, and a donation to a guy, apparently Lord Antimo Delecki.
Antimo Delecki. Cool.
Oh.
Do I don't know who that is, right? That means nothing to me.
No, but that Garvis received a couple of names, so maybe he dropped those names during your conversation, guys.
Okay. Interesting. So, okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay. I mean, I guess I can keep moving further into the house. Like further into like the private area, since like there is really no point of me like again, this doesn't really make sense for me to like try to break into the gallery with the thing.
Okay.
But there is more information I could probably find, considering I found this.
Yes. There is only one problem there, and that's where we close it for you for tonight.
Yep.
We got to Hotpot.
I figured, yeah, sorry, I got you gonna drop because I gotta make a phone call before midnight.
Yeah, don't worry. There's only
cheers,
one
Alex.
thing. You
Yeah,
are
I actually
alone in this area of the house at a certain point.
Oh, that's right.
Because at a certain point, when you are just sneaking between rooms, you see, sitting in one of them, Lady Carla Voracci just seems to enjoying a little bit of a cigarette and seeing you walking in. So we stop you there.
Yep.
Waiting for the next session for you to resolve this issue, while in the meantime, we go to Hotpot and his stealthy mode.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, cool. I like that ending. Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Enjoy the rest of the night.
Yeah, night for me. Yeah. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, Zeppo.
It's
Please.
all good. So Hot Pot takes his time to stick to the shadows as best as he can.
Mm-hmm.
He's very cautious about that, and he eventually approaches what was it
Library?
the first one on the list. I'm scrolling back.
Oh, yeah.
The art gallery.
The Art Gallery.
Because didn't he hear uh when David's character was talking to
Yeah, you
the
heard
guards,
everything.
they said that it was actually they were, like the where it is said to be is a fake, but the real one was in the art gallery, like in a vault behind the curtains.
No, it's vice versa. So the one in the Art Gallery is the fake one because it's going to be the one that going to be presented to everyone.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a red herring, pretty much. It's like
Yep.
it's there to impress and etc. While the real one is sitting in the vault, and the vault is in the library, and that's where you were heading.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's where I was heading.
And slowly, you seems to blend into the shadow, pass behind people, find the right timing. Also, it's almost like this cloth and your very good role is helping you to pretty much breathe your breathe the darkness. Pretty much, you're like you are just your heartbeat is almost like at the same rhythm of the night, and you are like just a thought. No one is actually paying attention to you at the moment. And you find yourself in the library in a moment where you seems to be alone. Except there is another person there that at the beginning you don't notice. But thanks to your role, because your stealth is higher, you actually perceive their presence. Someone is stealthily like you, moving into the shadow of the room to get to the same location. So please, you have the scene.
Okay. So I perceive that they don't perceive me yet.
They don't. They didn't notice you, but you noticed their presence.
Okay, but I can't locate exactly where they are.
No, because the two of you are playing hide and seek pretty much with the shadows of the room.
I'm gonna continue to blend in as best as I can and get
Mm-hmm.
to the vault first, or pinpoint their location so I can do something about them.
Okay. If you try to get to the vault first, pinpoint their location will be harder because, of course, you try to move as quickly as possible. So, however, and this is your train of thought, if you wait and they let them get to the front in front of the vault, you're going to see them because the front of the vault is literally in front of you at the end of the library. Is behind a curtain, and on the curtain there is the three symbol of the moon, like the full moon and the two crescent one.
Well, I've been very cautious this whole time, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to throw caution to the wind yet. So I'm going to allow them to reveal themselves. But while this is happening, I'm also going to prepare myself to ultimately dispatch them.
Sounds good. So your encounter with Geraldine was quite unsettling. but you're used to look at Cephiodes in the, let's say in the wild. I mean, people of any different ethnicity from around the world, from Sarikar to Ictians to humans, Nansaks like you, and etc. So when you see another Cephiote trying to get to the vault, it's not a surprise. The difference with Geraldine that this person, it looks much more humanoid, less intimidating, less creepy as fuck, and actually dress in a way that it match pretty much what you're doing. They wearing a very heavy, dark cloth that allow them to blend into the darkness, and the classical suits of what you can definitely define as a burglar. Their tentacle at the moment is touching the surface of the vault, almost like trying to perceive the right mechanism from inside, and almost like a very careful thief. They are trying to use some tools to open the vault without being heard or seen.
I allow it to open the vault for me. I wait until there's that moment where however you like the dial or whatever, like you turn the dial the last time, you hear the click. There's that little slight smile of satisfaction that you've opened the door of the vault, and that's when I strike.
It sounds great. And on your strike, we're closing the session for tonight.
Okay.
Ready for action. Just hear the click. The hand of the person are holding the vault door and is slightly open, and from the darkness you just stab. And that's where we close.
Into the background, someone's just trying to charm a sister, being like, "Oh, come on, I'm a good guy. Let's go."
This is David, this has been wonderful. I'm so glad that I invited you along to this. I think everyone's having a great time, and this is a wonderful story. So thank you so much for doing this for us.
I mean, thank you guys. I hope I didn't bore you to death. I
Oh
know
my
I
great.
did a lot.
such a like I've been involved with investigative storytelling in the past, and you're hitting all the points. You have a great grasp of the situation. We're all separated. I love when the party is separated, and we're all gathering our own pieces, but we all are about to put our foots in our mouths with not knowing everything, and it's absolutely lovely. I know for my part I need to get to bed, but I cannot wait for the next one. Hopefully it'll be in just like a couple of weeks.
We just need to organize it, guys, because
Yeah.
like I said, for you it's midnight. For me it's 4:40 in the morning.
I feel for you,
I
buddy.
need to go to work in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting up with us and with our schedule. This is amazing. I'm going to brag to all my friends about how wonderful this is.